Going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be playing some SLAANESH and trying them out. Don't really know what I'm doing. I haven't played SLAANESH in freaking ages, but we're just going to be raw dogging it and seeing what happens. 3 people playing vampire counts in the tournament. Yeah, they're getting some love. They've been more popular lately. I think you're playing, right? And Anticity as well, and a couple other folks. So we got our first round opponent here in Ye Olde Match. And we do have map pick and bans as well today, so we need to do that. So I'm top side of the, he's top side of the bracket, okay. And here are the maps for today. I believe this is my opponent. Let me double check and see. Yes, hopefully they didn't go AFK and disappear off into the Shadow Realm somewhere. Yeah, trying SLAANESH out. We are banning their most overpowered ability, so Pavane of SLAANESH is not on the table, but everything else is, more or less. Seekers have been nerfed this patch. I want to kind of test the waters for myself and see how they feel. Hey, Lord, thank you for becoming a channel member. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard, my friend, and hopefully you're ready for some excess today, a little bit of wildness. Seduce the vampire counts. Yeah, I don't know that matchup, actually. I would imagine that this tournament, or not this tournament, but this matchup between SLAANESH and vampire counts probably comes down to, can the Keeper of Secret get the better engagement and snipe you? Then you win, vice versa kind of thing, right? All right. All right, cool. My opponent's here. You ban first map. I'm SLAANESH. All right, let's see what my opponent's playing. Just waiting to see. Oh, another vampire count player. Okay, speak of the devil, right? And we're gonna get him. Okay, so we need to see what the map is before we decide how we're going to be playing this. But yeah, it is going to be vampire counts on the other side, which I would assume it's a keeper matchup using a big Keeper of Secrets. But man, oh man, they're so squishy. It makes me so nervous. It should be pretty good for SLAANESH. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here though, Ant. I don't play SLAANESH. Their SEs are really good for sniping all the important stuff. Yeah, that's what I figured. Just Keeper of Secret, Wit Stealer Sword, get in there, get some fat damage. I will for sure do some Sigvald today. Okay, so we're going to be banning the Destined Step, and now it's a Ragnarok Lair, Celestial Lake, or Destined Step. Let's do We Shall Play Lair. Good luck, have fun. Hey Trips, what's up? Yes, I do remember Age of Empires. Yeah, I do. Yeah, so there was apparently a big hotfix for Warhammer the Old World multiplayer. Well, kind of a community balancing patch. Not community, man. Brains all over the place. Games Workshop released an FAQ that changed a lot of units in Warhammer the Old World, and also they're going to be adding new scenarios, which is fun. So I'm very, very excited for that. Eager to dive into it, man, because I've been taking a huge break from that game. But I'm excited to dig back in. Or Ragnarok Lair. Okay, this can't be too complicated, right? This matchup here. I think I have a rough idea. Do we have an army blocker here? Let's go ahead and get this. And we need to get our... There we go. Okay. And perfect. That Sigvald is so hot right now. Yeah, that's going to be good. Well, there you go. There's your old Sigvald. Cool. So, vampire counts on the other side. Okay, so let's get this. Obviously, Pavane of SLAANESH is banned, so we're not going to be able to use that, which is good. You don't want to just cheese people. This and this are probably fine. Hysterical Frenzy is kind of an interesting one, too. I've always kind of liked it. Slicing Shards is maybe good for punishing vampiric blobs, too. A lot of choices of different spells. I wonder how good Slicing Shards is. It is 12 Winds of Magic, which is quite a bit. I think that the Lash of SLAANESH is probably just better. Wow, Sigvald. That Sigvald, he's so hot right now. Yeah, it's hilarious. Okay, so we're going to keep that. We're going to keep that. That's the healing ability and Willing Prey as well. All right, I like all that. That seems good. Willing Prey doesn't rampage, though, does it? No, it doesn't. Okay. I'm having to read a little bit. I don't play a lot of these guys, so we're learning the old-fashioned way. So let's get you just because they're cool as hell. And I think we're going to want some Marauder Horsemen just to poke and provide some utility. And yeah, it's time, man. How you guys been? Life been treating you well? Back with some old Warham, some Ham of the War. Oh my god, my opponent's ready already? That is some forbidden stuff. All right. And in reinforcements, what else do we want to call in? I'm thinking about maybe getting these in reserve. It's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, what does Phantasmagoria do, man? I haven't played SLAANESH. I'm usually allergic to OP factions, but now that they've been nerfed, I'm kind of excited to try it. Okay, negative leadership, and it does snare them in place. Not terrible for getting some crumbling. Yeah, not terrible for getting a little bit of crumbling, I would imagine. All right, so from here, probably just going to do some Marauders And Forsaken are obviously going to be decent as well, I would wager. We could do the Mirror Guard in case there's any like Banshee equivalent units. Yeah, that's a cool build. That's really cool. I like this one. Yeah, you've been doing great, Ant. I know, man. We're my buddy. I'm picking up the miniature. He's printing it this week, so we got him the file for your mini. We're going to be printing that up and getting it painted for you soon. The army cover is intimidating you? Yeah. Okay, so what else do we want to do? Obviously, a couple of these guys. We're going to be trying out Seekers today. You know, obviously, they've been nerfed, so we're going to see what they're cooking with. A couple of these dudes in reserve. Exalted Demonettes also feel like they could be kind of good in this matchup. They hit really hard and do have pretty good combat stats. So maybe trying a couple Exalted Demonettes to move in. Yeah, do we want Furies for any reason? I mean, I guess they're good against Vampiric Heavy Cavalry. If he tries to go real crazy with the Heavy Cav, we can maybe whip them in. Yeah, Seekers versus Fiends. That's an interesting thing to discuss. All right. What about Cultists? Do Cultists have any teeth here? So we have, 130 Gs left. We have that. Is this guy really worth it, or is it worth better to get 2 more units? I think 2 more units probably going to be a little bit better there. Strange eye contact. Is Sigvald looking right into your soul? Yeah, he's creeping over there, guys. He's creeping a bit. What do you have for the anti-Sword and Board Blood Knights? Oh, for the Sword and Board Blood Knights? I mean, Seekers will trade into them very effectively. They should, and also Hellstriders might be decent too. So there's a couple options there. Yeah, you're certainly not hurting for options. All right, whatever. This build's fine. It's probably not perfect, but it'll do, Pig. It'll do. Good luck, have fun. Let's see what my opponent's cooking up with here, and we're going to get the old Vampiric magic going here quite quickly. Yeah, what are the anti-large Hellstriders even good against in this matchup? Probably not a whole lot, right? Like, yeah, just... maybe they're not the most amazing thing, so we'll call you in, and I think one of these is probably adequate, yeah. I think one anti-large Hellstrider is necessary, and the Hellscourges are pretty much always good, so I think that's a good call to mix those in. Forsaken. Yeah, we got some Forsaken to the build. GLHF. Let's see what my opponent's cooking with. SLAANESH Chosen are interesting. I don't think they're the worst choice. I mean, Elite Infantry have always been pretty good against Vampire counts, assuming you can mitigate the effectiveness of the Mortis Engine. Yeah, counts are one faction that couldn't care less about Hellstriders. Yeah, I brought 1 just to have it. But I originally had like 3 in my build. But I'm learning SLAANESH, so we're just having to figure it out the old-fashioned way here today. All right. Mistakes will be made. We're going to lose some games, but we're also probably going to at least win a couple games as well. Yeah, we're playing SLAANESH. I know I had promised it to you guys a little while back, but been very caught up in Middle-earth and having a lot of fun with Lord of the Rings. So that's been mainly what we've been jamming with. So got to shake off the old tournament rust. By the way, we have a date for the official Total Tavern season finals for the previous season. It's going to be July 5th. So the day after the 4th of July, we're going to be having our big major tournament, which is going to be sweet. It's going to be very fun. So that's where you're going to see who the defending world champion is, essentially. All the big dogs going to be seeing the meta, the sweatiness, you know, all that goodness, which is going to be great. All right, so I think we just kind of push up and grab like all the objectives right away. I think that's going to be good. Okay, let's do this and this. We're going to get you down here probably, buddy, and we're going to get the Chosen over on the side to kind of work up on objective 3 like that. 2 and 3. Boom and boom. All right. Hey, Pan, I'm glad you've been enjoying it, man. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, we got the whips. You know what better weapon to dispatch a skeleton than a whip, right? And Kari seems really good here, too. I don't know what all the abilities do quite yet. So, Willing Prey and Wit Stealer Sword, and then we do have the Hysterical Frenzy. I figured let's use Hysterical Frenzy on, like, Exalted Demonettes and just watch them do work. Any plans for Middle-earth videos? Do you mean, like, more Battle for Middle-earth? Absolutely. We streamed it just yesterday. I do have plans on playing it. So, we're going to get you here, and you guys are going to move up, and you guys are going to go over here, too. So what do we got? We got Chadman Gorst over there, and we do have some Graveguard Halberds. So let's get all the objectives. And we can just play the sides too, right? Like wherever my opponent goes, we can just play the sides. So that's going to go to us. We're going to move up, and we do see the Banshee there. Banshee's a risky pick for sure. It's very risky, I think, because Inkari's going to kill that thing like immediately. All right, so let's get the Throwing Volley. There we go. It's going to be some big damage right there. A lot of HP being taken down, and now we can get Inkari kind of lurking nearby to keep tabs on things. Invocation already activated. All right, very cool. and just kind of keep getting ready to go. And Kari's going to lurk. I'm thinking about calling in some elite infantry, but I think actually just play the sides. It's going to be the way. So we'll go in there for a little bit of an alpha strike, see if we can punish this thing. We're going to use the Wit Stealer Sword and really try and... Oh my god, and Kari just chunked that thing. Oh my god, look at the damage. Jeez Louise. That's one way to deal with the Banshee unit, with the Wit Stealer Sword active, eh? Alright, so Nkari's going to flee the scene now. That was very cost effective, obviously. So we are going to get this objective, and we're going to pull you back a little bit. Outside's going to be ours as well. And are we caught on some shit? Oh my god, the greater demons can be very clunky sometimes. Alright, so I think that was worth. We were able to get that demon down very, very low. Or not that demon, but that unit. And now what we're going to do is get the Bringers of Beguilement out, get them down there. And we're just going to run away here, continue kiting here. And we can turn around and get ready to fight. So the Mortis Engine is horribly overextended, so now Nkari can move in, start bashing here. And do we want to use Hysterical Frenzy? I don't think so. So we're going to go there, try and tarp at this. Chosen of SLAANESH have gotten that objective. Now we can kind of pull them up this way. Go after the Mortis Engine. You guys keep working on this. Willing Prey, do we need to use it? I don't think so. We do have the Lash of SLAANESH, so we're going to go ahead and drop it right down to the formation right there. All right. So it's going down, and the Mortis Engine is getting hammered pretty good here. Yeah, I don't know, though. Nkari doesn't want to get too far forward here. That's going to be very, very dodgy. And now we do get the big old boys coming down. So we can get Nkari to roll down there and go help crumble some of this shit. And then we basically just disengage and hold the side objectives. We don't need to play this, but Nkari is going to need some healing because the Spirit Leeches are going to continue doing damage. And we'll keep, you know, the big boy doing its thing here. All right, so you guys are in, and Kari's going to go down there and do that. I think we're getting, like, nailed with mass Spirit Leeches, which is pretty scary. Mortis Engine's low. We can respond with fast and furious stuff. Let's do a little Willing Prey. So we're going to go ahead and nail you guys down and then do a little bit of a Lash right there. Perfect. All right, so that Lash did some nice work. If we can get them crumbling, it's going to be triggering the heal, right? So that's what we want. Mortis Engine's almost dead. My opponent lapsing with Micro a little bit there, so that's going to be a huge play for us. And with the Mortis Engine being gone, we do see Cairn Race coming. But that's not really a huge problem because we just called down the mobility, right? So Nkari needs to flee. And then what we can do is we can call out some Seekers of SLAANESH. And the Seekers... Ah, shit. Clicked the wrong button. Damn it. Oh, well. Furies will also work because they do magic damage. So we'll call the Furies. We'll call the Hellstriders over here. The dreaded misclick is upon us. All right. Nkari needs to stay here to get the healing going. And the Horsemen are just going to continue circling here. All right. There they go. That's going to trigger the army-wide heal. Horsemen just kind of keep kiting the flying units here. And down here we have you. And we're going to get the Fury up and behind them, which will kill them very quickly. And which kind did we call in? We called in the Hellscourge? Okay. So that'll be over there. All right, so Nkari getting the fat heals. We'll keep kiting here. We'll call out the anti-large Hellstrider in a moment. I do have all my army abilities, so we have the Rampage and the Fascination, but we were able to wipe those units. So now without a Mortis Engine, we can probably just come end the Vampires in the middle of the map. So we're going to get the Chosen down here. They're going to attack into the Cairn Race, and then we're going to rear charge them there. And that should kill them rather quickly. All right, so Nkari is gathering. We do get nailed by a little bit of evilness. And Horsemen are here. We do have the Whip Boys. Where there's a whip, there is indeed a way here. All right, let's call you in. Let's get the Forsaken moving up to the middle. It's going to be moderately helpful. We do see some Fellbats as well. All right, so throw into these guys. Now we got the Demonettes coming in too. Chosen are going to be cleaning up those guys in the low ground there. And a little bit of bat action. All right, so we can peel the bats using the Hellstriders. That's going to be perfect, actually. All right, so I do have some Rampages and whatnot. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this, what I want to Rampage. That was able to be cleaned up, so let's get the Furies to do this. Chosen to move to the middle. Pull you guys back, and Nkari is just going to keep cleaning up these little Fellbats right here while we feast. This game's definitely over. I mean, losing the Mortis Engine. I think my opponent might be a little bit on the newer side. I'm not sure. Playing solid, certainly, but some key mistakes have been made, which I think are going to be too much to come back from. All right, so from here, we get the anti-large Hellstrider. We are going to use Fascination to Rampage you, pull you down on the ground. And Nkari's going to continue cleaning up. Chosen going to move in, and Helman Gorse is about to get punched right in the decrepit dongus there. All right. So they've been landed on the ground. Let's get you guys in there on the Devils. Perfect. Hellstrider should be arriving. Chosen, we're able to clean up. So let's move to the middle there. And Forsaken are here. Let's get them behind the formation. And Kari's going to get in there. We're going to use the big old Lash of SLAANESH to punish that formation. And that's going to do it. We can also do Willing Prey if we want to, too. All right, so Willing Prey time. A little bit of sneakiness down to the low ground. Hellstrider's doing their thing. We're going to move you guys down to deal with that. And we can also get a Marauder to move down and secure that objective. All right, so Nkari's going to get some fat heals here from the heals, from killing units, from wiping units out, basically. Helman Gorse is on his pimp cart there. And we're just going to keep these guys on standby and deal with the Cryptors. All right. Yeah, exactly, Davok, exactly. That 70s Lord of the Rings stuff was pretty wild. Oh, he had like double Spirit Leech. That's interesting. All right, let's get Wit Stealer Sword and see if we can kill this vampire. All right, so we're going to put the Hysterical Frenzy on you guys. Move them in. Let them kind of cleave. Go after the vampire here. Pull back. We do see some sneaky gremlins on the low ground, so we're going to go ahead and charge in there, deal with them if we can. And the vampire, hopefully we can kill it. Chosen are here. We could just leave them down to the low ground, do a little bit of housekeeping, get you guys over on the crypt horrors. Inkari is still doing it. We do have narcissism as well. Should be able to pick that unit, though. Should be able to pick it. All right, so the Hellscourge Marauders have arrived with the Hellstriders. That objective's going to be ours. Forsaken, move them up. And, yeah, Furies can go ahead and attack here. We want to kill that vampire, obviously. That would be very, very ideal. So we're going to charge you. And do I want to use any of these abilities? I don't think so. It looks like Helman Gorst is dying, too. He's going to the old trash can there. All right, Hellstriders, run him down. Forsaken, come over across to the middle. We playing Bop It? What was that game from the 90s? That like weird toy where it would be like, bop it, twist it. That's the Slaanesh game for sure. All right, Helman Gorst needs to be put out of his misery here. By the way, I didn't leave a screen blocker up, did I? I don't know why. I just got like a pang of anxiety that I had left the screen blocker up. I've done that before, although I think you guys would have been saying something. All right, Inkari, go finish off your boy. Horsemen, we could just un some of them, and then just start spamming out cavalry with the reinforcements we're going to be getting. And Helman Gorst is going to be willing prey, apparently. Oh, the steel chair, here it comes. The greater demon of Slaanesh. Talk about a mismatch, by the way. Oh, down goes Helman Gorst. All right, he paid the troll toll. So, yeah, you guys are going to chill. Let's get the double heavy cav out. Not heavy cav, but shock cav, I do dare say. You guys up on the point. And it's basically just clean up at this point. My opponent's going to be trickling in. I still have the Bringers of Beguilement. Yeah, that's going to be it. This wasn't a podcast? No. It was not. Not a podcast. That was game one in today's tournament. Hey, you know, my opponent seemed to be maybe a bit of a newer player, but honestly played well considering they're playing against one of the sweatiest factions in the game with a tournament player playing him. Hell yeah, Horseman did really good. Inkari was good. I can see how Inkari can be brutal in that matchup for sure. Yeah. Seekers, in the games I've seen, they don't seem oppressive. But again, I'm probably... I wanted to play Slaanesh today to get a feel for what they're capable of. I still think they're going to be like a top-tier Cav unit, but yeah. GG, well played. All right, so let's do that. We're going to report our score for round one with Slaanesh. In round two. Props for the Gorst, the Chad Gordis engine. I know. He's here. Fear the Gordis engine. So we have mostly... Wow, we were really the first one to finish. Okay, that was pretty quick then. Slaanesh versus Vampire Counts. Where is that? Reporting the score. Slaanesh and Vampire Counts. Vampire Counts here. Slaanesh, and there we go. And all right. So that is the first round done here. And did the Gorst... Yeah, he was spamming a lot of Spirit Leeches on me. And did he have... I wonder if he had Gaze of Nagash as well. Like, that's kind of an interesting idea, right? Like, you're playing against, like, the big Slaaneshi demon. You go for Spirit Leech and Gaze of Nagash spam just to cheese out the big demon. Like, I can see the idea of that. Any plans for Dawn of War 2? Evan, yeah, I do actually. I've been getting the itch to play some Dawn of War, so we'll get back to that soon. What is the corresponding 40k faction for Vampire Counts? Are you talking playstyle-wise? Death Guard honestly have a lot in common. Like if you're close to them, there's like AoE effects. They're overlapping like plague buffs, things like that. So Death Guard and Vampire Counts, although Death Guard have good shooting though. What's like a melee faction in 40k that has a lot of like overlapping buffs and debuffs the enemy when you get close? Slaanesh finishing quickly. I mean, that's kind of their whole thing. Okay, so we only saw Invocation on the big man. Okay, so only Invo on Helman Gorst. Then the Vampiros had Spirit Leech. Okay. Yeah, what's with the Owen Wilson thumbnail? Dude, he looks just like Sigvald. Yeah, okay, so only Spirit Leech. I actually think the sniping combo could have been pretty cool. Like, Liber Noctis, yeah, to get like the huge Winds of Magic, and then you're just spamming Gaze and Nagash and Spirit Leech on Inkari. It's actually like kind of cool. So yeah, obviously here we have 1,100 weapon strength and magic damage, so that Banshee just gets punched super, super hard, right? No, Tyranids have really good shooting. Yeah, Nurgle Demons are probably the closest thing. Yeah, fair play. Death Guard, though, definitely have some of that energy. Vampire Counts, yeah, Necrons also resurrect, but they have a lot of shooting as well. It's kind of hard to have a parallel since the Vampire Counts can't shoot things, but yeah. I want to play multiplayer Warhammer 3. What is a good entry point? So, fans, join our Discord. We have really good resources in there. There's a lot of seasoned players who can help you out and answer questions. I would recommend just finding a faction you like and getting whatever you need just for that faction and start joining beginner tournaments, start joining, casual games in our Discord. And obviously, you're going to want to get the Total Tavern map pack and play with people on those maps because they're a little bit better. I'd recommend. Yeah, every faction shoots in 40k. Even a faction that isn't really about shooting, like World Eaters, they actually have a fair amount of shooting with their like war machines and things like that. So, yeah, the Banshee got it pretty good. It's to be expected. All right, so Boss Toss, Anticity won his game too. Tonight's tournament, by the way, is an absolute row of killers. We have so many strong players playing tonight. Let me show you guys what's up. All right, so we have Anticity playing, Oishi playing, Attack Speed, Tim Wild. Now goes by own goal. B6. A lot of, and then if you keep going down, Boss Toss, there's Subutai playing as well. A lot of really, really, really strong players playing tonight. So this is going to be a sweaty one. It's going to be a very sweaty one. I my odds of making top 4 are not great. With Anticity, Oishi, own goal, and Boss Toss playing, those guys are all better than me. So it's so it's going to be hard to make top 4. Maybe our overpowered faction can carry us. What's up, Nitro? Welcome to the stream, dude. How you doing? We're just getting started. Oh, I'm just getting started. You remember that from that movie? Oh, District 9? They have that like South African act. Oh, what's that actor's name? Charlton Copley. He plays that like mercenary guy. I don't know why that character just sticks with me. Yeah. Is Anticity still memeing with Grimgore? I don't know if he is. Hey, Drunk Hammer. Let me scroll up and see your comment. Yeah. Or you can type it again. Sorry, there's a lot going on here. So, happy birthday. It's almost my birthday, actually. Yeah, in a couple weeks. So the prophecy will finally come true. You fought Boss Toss and it went poorly. Yeah, I know. It's tough. District 9 was good. I remember that. I remember District 9. So did the magic item change do anything interesting on multiplayer? I'm sure it did a couple things. Honestly, I didn't focus on it too much, but yeah, District 9 was good. So, by the way, we probably shouldn't talk about it because it's a spoiler. The wife and I went and saw 28 Years Later. But I'm sure a lot of you guys still want to see it. It just came out, so I'm not going to talk about it. Yeah. We don't want to ruin it for you. Because the original 28 Days Later is probably one of my favorite horror movies of all time. 28 Days Later, the climax of that movie when Cillian Murphy is like rescuing the girls from the mansion where the mercenaries or the ex-soldiers. Oh my God. That scene is so goddamn intense with like the rain and the music and just like the ambience. Oh, it's so freaking good. Yeah. We share a birthday turn. I've been waiting for you to catch a stream. Oh, it's fun. Austin in July. Yeah. Right on, dude. I can guess what your reaction was. Yeah, 20 Days Later made me rethink how I could survive a zombie apocalypse. Yeah, for sure. Because, growing up and watching, like the Romero zombies with the slow walkers and then seeing, The Walking Dead, you're like, oh, all right, I might have a chance. But 28 Days Later, you're like, unless you're just like a very athletic person, you're probably going to have a really bad time. Yeah. 28 Weeks Later wasn't bad either. The one with Jeremy Renner where he plays like the soldier. I liked that one. In 28 weeks later, the tunnel sequence when Jeremy Renner, obviously he's no longer in the movie at that point, but the characters are like moving through the subway and like the infected dad is like stalking them. I was like, dude, that scene was so good. I was like, holy shit. And then she looks through the sniper scope and the face of the infected guy's there. Like, oh, Jesus. That was tough. So Drunken Hammer says, let's see, neurological and tears. Hey man, I'm glad you're on the up and up. We'll continue getting you through the hard times. We're here for you. Hope it all improves, my friend. Yeah, well, so somebody in chat saying I thought all the zombies died from starvation in 28 days. There's a bit of a twist on that. It's kind of explained a little bit in this movie, to an extent. Yeah, you'll see. They got athletes to play the zombies. Yeah. You and your partner were thought about watching 28 Days Later. It is a real horror movie. It's one of the best horror movies of all time. 28 Days Later. For me, my favorite horror movies are probably The Thing with Kurt Russell's number 1. 28 Days Later would be number 2 for me. Followed up by number 3 would be Aliens. The second Aliens movie is like, I love that. That's so up my alley. Like the colonial marines battling the aliens and like, it has horror. It's more horror action, but Yeah, it's so freaking good. 28 years later, I'll wait a couple weeks and then we'll have a boomer rant on it on stream. If you guys can remind me, like in the middle of July, if anybody can remember, we'll give you the boomer rant on it then. Because there's things I liked and there's things I didn't like. Oh, God, I forgot Evil Dead. Evil Dead is in my top 5 for sure. Evil Dead would probably be like number 3 or 4. Yeah, I love Evil Dead movies. All the Bruce Campbell shit is just so good. It's so freaking good. All right. The next Lord of the Rings tournament? Probably not this. It'd probably be the weekend, like... Let me look. So, I'm looking at the calendar real quick. So, we have... this... Maybe this weekend, actually. I'm not... Yeah. Maybe this weekend we could do something. We'll see. Army of Darkness is so good. It's so good. All right. Anyways, let's see how we're looking in the tournament here. I think we have a little bit of time left. One game still to finish. Of course, it's old Subutai. Taking forever here. You gotta love it. All right, so let's make a lobby here. Jump in there. And do this. Cool. I really like the... which one of the Romero movies was that? Where it's from the early 2000s and it has Ving Rhames in it as a police officer. And they're like surviving in the mall. I actually really like that one. That was a fun zombie movie. It's a remake of the one from the 70s. That has the NBA player in it. Oh, I can't remember. But yeah, that one was good. Dude, The Thing is one of the most, like, it held up well. That movie is very disturbing. Dawn of the Dead remake, yeah. The Thing is really good. It's really, really good. Yeah. Any thoughts on the Warcraft 3 free-for-all game? I could probably reinstall for that. Warcraft 3 free-for-all game? Are you talking about just like a regular free-for-all there? Or? It's the Dawn of the Dead remake, yeah. Dawn of the Dead remake, that's what it was. They're putting out a prequel comic about the first journey of the Event Horizon. Oh, that's awesome. I would definitely be interested in that. All right, we still got one map going here. Event Horizon was traumatized me as a kid. I watched that when I was like 9 years old, and I remember being like having nightmares about it. The Thing is so good. It's so good. Oh, man, oh man. All right, so let's refresh this. See what's cooking here. Yep, still waiting on these boys. And life is good. No complaints. Okay. And what do we got? We're going to go ahead and tag messages players, see how they're doing. Let me know when done. All right, all right. Will Subutai win his game? Event Horizon was scary. There's something... Okay, so this is one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to like cinema is... I'm not really an expert on cinema and aesthetic and like filmmaking in general, but there was a period in the 90s and like the late 80s where they had... I think the genre would be like futuristic, dystopian, or retro-futuristic. So like in the Alien movies... in Event Horizon, like 90s really did that aesthetic and that ambience really, really well. Like you had futuristic technology, but it was kind of retro. Like it was not like you would see in like modern science fiction where everything looks like a touchpad. It's like the technology is more advanced, but it also has a retro feel to it, which makes it feel kind of antiquated and creepy a little bit. Event Horizon, you know, the new Alien movie is the perfect example of that. Romulus. Romulus had its ups and downs for sure, but the aesthetic and the universe building was so goddamn good in Romulus. Like the look of the ships and how all the technology looks like retro, but it's also it was so good. Yeah, like Blade Runner is a good example of that. Like dystopian future. I don't know exactly how to articulate it. When are we getting a clone of you? We need more. Yeah, I know Daxieth. I know. Ridley Scott, yeah. Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies of all time. The speech by the android at the end when he's like with Harrison Ford is just like a goated movie moment. The tears in the rain bit. Oh, it's so good, dude. All right. They're still playing. It's awfully sweaty there. It's awfully sweaty. So, yeah, we finished our game uber quick, guys, so bear with us. Romulus really loved its exposition. Yeah. They sure did. Hey, Frost, thank you. If you only had 4 letters to work with, what would your clan tag be? Oh, Frost, I just saw your message. Oh, okay. Let me think about that, man. Let me think about that. The new Blade Runner movie wasn't bad either. The one with Ryan Gosling. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Bautista, even though he's in that movie for like just a minute, he really steals the scene he's in. That guy is, I'm impressed with his acting. He's done a couple nice pieces. Yeah, I liked Altered Carbon. I liked the first season of it. I don't remember the other ones too much. It's retro UI. Future tech is all inside and unseen. Leaves it to the imagination. Yeah, there you go. It's a good way to put it. Okay, they just finished their game. Outstanding. Hey, Faded. I'm glad to hear it, man. I'm glad to hear it. All right, so we're ready for the next round. Okay, we had our fun, but now it is time to get punished. We are going to be... There's so many Dark Lords playing in tonight's event. It is going to be Gotham's Reckoning, dude. Oh, man. Oh, I'm very excited for the Naked Gun sequel with Liam Neal. I almost said Leslie Nielsen. Yeah, Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson, right? The names are so similar. I'm excited for it. I loved the Leslie Nielsen ones back in the day. When I was a kid, I just thought they were the funniest thing ever. So I'm hyped. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Now we're going to advance to Swiss. And here we go. Hey, Puling! Thank you for resubscribing. He's amazing in Blade Runner and even made that weird Las Vegas zombie heist movie a fun watch. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. He felt wasted on Dune, yeah. He could have played, although he did a good job playing Raban. Like, I didn't hate it. Yeah. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. We probably have some, and this is directed towards your comment you made, Puling. I don't think, I read the Dune books a couple years ago. Okay? But I don't remember. In the movies, Raban is portrayed as a coward and like kind of a bully, right? He's not really like I mean, he's a bully obviously in the books, but he's not really a coward, right? He's kind of like, I remember there being a sentence in the books where like Baron Harkonnen is like, yeah, Raban is more cunning than he lets on, kind of thing. Okay. Oh God, we got boss toss. This is gonna be. I'm gonna get punished so badly here. Holy shit. All right, down to the pits we go. Goblins, we're live. Round 2. Okay, so let's get our boy Boss Toss in here. We're going to get Boss Toss there. And where is he? All right, so it's going to be Boss Toss. There he is. And we need to get our map pick and bands. I'm going to be starting with the picks and the old bands. We got some good maps here. We got some good ones for sure. There we are. He's sort of a dumb brute in the books, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I remember there being a passage about the Baron talking about how he appears to be a dumb brute, but he's actually more cunning than is let on. He's just very cruel and brutal in the books. Yeah, that's what I remember. Yeah. I mean, but the new Dune movies are amazing, by the way. Oh, man. That Stellan Skarsgård, who plays Baron Harkonnen, just nails that role so freaking hard. Oh, it's perfect. Some good water right there. We got our next matchup. It's going to be versus the boss of the toss. And what are you playing? What are you playing today? Which fact are you? All right, just need to see what faction he's playing. And we will do our map pick and ban right now. Okay. Nice. Okay, so I will ban... Imperial Ambush is probably a fine map. Jade Tome is... I will ban Jade Tome. Yeah, we don't want that. So now he's going to pick from here. How does SLAANESH do against greenskins? Do we have anybody who has any pro tips? Because I have no idea. How do they do? What do I build? Probably not a big demon. I feel like they're going to punish you pretty bad if you do that. What does the Chaos Lord of SLAANESH do, by the way? He's got a speed debuff. He's got a damage debuff. He doesn't heal. So basically just like a lamer version of Sigvald. Okay. The movies didn't have room for him, so Fade got merged with his... Yeah, well, in the book, Fade Rautha is more of like a coward, or more of a schemer. Like, you remember how like in the movies they changed Fade Rautha to be like, have like a weird code of honor? Like he's all like, you know, like, oh, good fight, you know, Atreides, and like, yeah, he has more of a sense of honor. Whereas, and then when Paul Atreides defeats him at the end, there's like this sense of like an honorable duel sort of. But in the books, Fade Rautha is just like he's like hiding blades in his shit. He's more cowardly. It's very different. I actually like the changes because it was kind of cool having him be like the antithesis to Paul. All right, so we're going to play Glade. The Glade of the Everqueen. You're saying a big demon against greenskins? Aren't they just going to shoot it down and rampage it? I feel like that's what's going to happen. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm definitely going to lose the big demon. Well, no, we're not forsaking Nurgle. I've played so many Nurgle SFTs. I suffer for all of your sins by playing Nurgle all the time. Levant says, hey, Turin, I'm planning on signing up for my first tournament on your website. A Swiss tournament means you just are guaranteed 4 rounds of play. So you're not eliminated from the tournament. Every single round you play a different player who has the same record as you until the game's over. Until there's 4 rounds completed, and then the top 4 advance on. Yeah. Okay. So I have a weird tinfoil hat conspiracy about this matchup, and I'm going to try it. We are going to try it. Okay. Hellstriders are obviously going to be good here, and then Seekers will probably still be good. Not like as crazy or anything, but I think they got some teeth. All right, so Azazel's kind of an interesting one. He still causes terror, doesn't he? I can't use Pavane of Slaanesh. It's banned in this tournament, so there's not going to be any Pavaning time. That ain't going to be the case. So Glade of the Everqueen, likely going to be a fight for the side objective. I would wager in a half. What do we got to deal with? Squigs? Pigs and squigs and squigs and pigs? I think that's what the issue might be. Soul Grinder is kind of an interesting idea, like a big, heavily armored at least, because the greater demons are going to go down so quickly. Yeah, the fermented fungus is going to come. I mean, it's a risk you got to take. You got to deal with it. So, okay, fermented pavane. Yeah. All right. So that looks good. Now we need a Harry Potter. Shadowcaster could honestly be fine in this matchup too, just to cast like Melkoths on top of the Boar Boys. I don't hate that. And then you can get like a Pit of Shades if there's anything really good quality. All right. Just kind of tinfoil hatting. I don't know this faction, so we're going to have to learn the old-fashioned way. Dude, you guys remember the meta of like mass Hellstriders, Horsemen with like the Slaanesh shrines with the Mortis engine? I'm not getting it through. The Total Tavern pack is causing me to crash every time I load it into any map from the pack. Double check to make sure you don't have other mods on. And yeah, hat for a cat, I would join our Discord. You could talk to some people about there. Some of the map makers, they could probably help you out. But just delete all your old, or maybe make sure all your old mods are turned off. And sometimes the order in which a mod is placed in the pack actually does matter. So yeah, that would be what I would recommend for now. Okay, let's do that. And then we're going to get these bad boys ready to go. So boom, boom, and boom. Okay, looks fun to me. Wish they had kept it where Raban and the Baron are arguing about the artillery Baron beliefs. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it would have been nice. I'm still excited for Dune Messiah. I don't know how that movie's going to turn out. It's going to be really interesting. Because Dune Messiah is like more of a spy thriller movie or book than it is like... The first book of Dune has a bit more action in it. Not that it's like overloaded with action. The action sequences are often very like glazed over, but the Dune Messiah book is very much like a spy thriller kind of thing, which is cool. I'm excited for it. But any Age of the Ring today? No, that's going to be this weekend. So tomorrow we'll probably do some. I know the Age of Empires homies are fiending the history world calls. So probably Age of Empires and then Age of the Ring. I want to do another event over the weekend. Yeah, I want to do a little something, so that'll be fun. Great thumbnail, by the way. Yeah, it's good. I mean, come on, how can you not love this? It's awesome. Okay, my opponent's still not ready yet, so that's good, because I've been rambling to you guys about movies, so we got to get back on track here. Yeah, we could probably just go basic boys, really. I think they're going to be okay. 425. Yes. What about like cavalry here, or not cavalry, but like seekers or exalted demonettes? They seem kind of like an interesting idea, but bit of a glass cannon. Greenskins can probably punish them pretty hard with cavalry charges and whatnot. So yeah, maybe not such a good idea. All right, so we got these guys ready to go. Forsaken, I think, are just good in general because of how quick they are. We got these guys. We got you. What about chariots here as well? Furies are probably relevant. Having like a Fury or two, I think, is good in most builds. And yeah, I think we're good. Whatever. I'm learning today. Probably going to get smashed. Boss Toss is very active, and I'm very inactive, so this is going to be a hard one. We're going to do Keepers of Bliss, and we're going to make it work. All right. I'm very excited for the Old World FAQ. I haven't dug into it yet, though. I haven't really read through it, but the fact that it exists makes me excited because I just want to be able to play infantry-based armies. I don't want to have to play monsters. Like, I have had a fair amount of success playing in Old World tournaments. I've won, I think, three tournaments, and it's always just monster cheese. The times I was able to win, it's just abusing big monsters, right? But I really hope that I can use infantry-based armies. Like, I want to use a Dowie Tsar infantry army with, like, a gun line behind it and, like, artillery. That's my power fantasy, you know? So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. So they added like a new thing in Warhammer the Old World where like infantry can like parry you now if they have like a hand weapon and a shield, which is very cool. All right. So guys, this is a truly forbidden build. We have double Chosen out here. We got Sigvald. So I actually like Chosen against these guys. I think it's pretty fun. We're going to get you, and you're just going to sit with the main army. And a couple spears are going to go behind them here and behind them here. Great. And boom and boom. Pretty simplistic army, really. Really. You know, you're talking about Games Workshop's rules not always being the greatest, and it's often true, but the Middle-earth strategy battle game has really good rules. I remember playing, I've only played 3 or 4 games of it, but I remember thinking like, yeah, this is a really good system. It's very fun. If I could find somebody near me who would play with me at least once a week, I would be so down to get back into it. Yeah. Okay, so let's get our horsemen up here, do this, and good luck, have fun. So no Pavane of SLAANESH for us. It is banned in the tournament, which is good. If you allow SLAANESH to have Pavane, they become like a disgustingly strong faction. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. So yeah, he's using Rampage and a Ragnarok Spider with a Flinger Shrine. What the hell is that shit? Okay. I actually don't really have an answer for that. Granted, I don't have anything that's super good against either, so that's a weird one. So let's park over here, and we're going to go rush and try and get that side objective. The Flinger Shrine might actually be good against my Chosen, so I'm actually going to opt to put them in Control Group 3 and move them into the tree so they don't get struck by the artillery. And we'll move them up eventually. So what do we have here? We have Savage Orcs and Savage Orcs. So we're going to need some good quality infantry on the point here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some Forsaken because they'll beat Savage Orcs, and they'll rush up to that point. All right. Let's get across over here. Sigvald and the Shadowcaster are going to move. We're going to keep the Chosen in the trees. And then we'll advance them out once the fighting starts in earnest, right? That's going to be the play. He's trying to fling spiderwebs at me. I don't know how easy it is to dodge that, actually. We're going to have to see. So Forsaken are going to hang out right here. And we have our horsemen. So now we have archers there. So we can't really go up and contest that. Sigvald's on his way. Chosen are going to be in the bushes back here. Yeah, see, he brought Rampage. I'm so glad I didn't bring a Greater Demon. Oh my god, that would have been a disaster and a half. All right, so that would have been bad news bears indeed. All right, he's flinging some stuff at me. Thankfully, he misses. Yeah, the sticky webs, it tickles the pickle of those units, but nothing too crazy. Sigvald's going to be on his way up, and the Chosen are going to be hanging out. Oh, we can actually go harass here. He doesn't have archers on the other side, so that's going to be very nice. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get some Seekers. We're going to go here, and we're going to get Forsaken and press his back objective as well. Sigvald and company are going to be on the point, so let's get you guys all parked up here. We're going to get out there. I got to get out of my mindset of like playing like Nurgle style where I'm like very, yeah, like static on the objective. SLAANESH, I need to be like fast and furious, right? And be like very annoying with that. So we're going to get you guys, get this cavalry unit coming over there. And now we're just absolutely chilling out on the objective because if we can make him like think we're actually interested over here, then that's going to be very, very nice for us. Collins, all right, let's get the call in on the right button there. So this is great. I mean, we're tearing up these Savage Orcs. We're doing a good job with that. That's good. And he's not even pressing the side point. Let's get our wizard over here, our Harry Potter. We're going to get it out there and start doing. So now the archers do get in range. So we just retreat back. And we're just going to kind of be a bit of a trash goblin here, really. Nothing really good worth working on. The Chosen are living in the trees. And we're going to retreat you back, keep these cavalry kind of lurking here. And now we can move up and we can do a little bit of a razzle-dazzle here. Although, no, he's going to rampage us. And he has a slow, too. So we got to be very calculated. All right, Broken Tusk Mob's coming out. Perfect. That's what we were expecting. And now we can get some more Forsaken coming out too. All right, so Forsaken going to come up on the points. We're going to see where my opponent's going to want to go. The War Boss is nearby. Archers are there, but we can do like a little bit of a ride by here. keep you guys over this way, and Sigvald is going to come. My opponent might do a rotate over here. We need to get the Chosen out now to see where my opponent's going to go. Just play very Gremlin-like on the objectives, right? So Sigvald's coming. We got a couple of spears hanging out over there, and this Forsaken unit can go over here and support this point. My opponent actually is going to come for my back point here. All right, Sigvald's going to waddle over. He's just going to go be disruptive. We're going to get him on the Ruggled's Armored Airboys. That's going to be very cost-effective here. And the Seekers and company are going to go ahead and just wait in the shadows, do their thing. The Chosen are going to move for the points. We could put one Chosen on each point, right? All right, so we're on the Ruggled's Airboys here. Forsaken are going to move up. Let's get them with the Javelins and just really, really deep set with the cavalry units here. This Forsaken is going to guard this. We can get you to move over there and deal with that. And now, just look for Pit of Shades targets, really. That's going to be the play. We are being hit by the Flinger Shrine. Oh, we actually have some Black Orcs in there. Interesting. Okay, so there are some Blorks in the mix. Gotta put some respect on their name, right? Gotta put some respect on the Blork's name. Chosen. Yeah, let's get one Chosen over here. Those are Broken Tusk Mob into Spears, which unfortunately for me, I was not braced. So we can go ahead and Melcost them from a distance. And the rest of the Winds of Magic needs to be saved for Pit of Shades, basically. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Goblins, we could charge in. Blorks have arrived. We do get the big old nastiness on those piggies there. And now we're going to get the anti-large cavalry to come out and attack them, which is going to be fine. And here comes the onslaught on the objective. So Forsaken normally have a bad time here, so we're going to retreat them away. I'm going to get afflicted by some nastiness, and my Harry Potter is here. So we're going to go ahead and get him with a big Pit of Shades right there. And perfect. So is that a Fate of Buna? Wow, it is. Okay, so overcasted Pit of Shades there is going to be very nasty. And you guys just kind of keep hanging nearby. We do get the Pit of Shades, which is going to melt them down, but one of my Seekers is getting nailed by magic, which hurts pretty bad. Forsaken, yeah, let's get them on the Goblins here. Let's get the Chosen moving over to the point there. We're going to need to reclaim it for sure. So probably just infantry call in here is going to be the way. Just chaff units, just get up on the point. Blorks are getting it. They are getting worn down, just battling a cheap, crappy spear unit, so that's good. We'll get them with another Melcots there. And the Chosen seem to still be in good shape. All right, that's fine. So back you go, and where are the anti-large Hellstriders? They're waiting in the wings. Let's get you guys on the point. Get you guys on the point here. Forsaken can go after the Savage Orcs on the outside. And the Blork unit is very, very beat up. So value trading wise, we are behind. I don't know why we're so behind. I feel like it's not tracking all my damage. Is it because Sigvald's getting worked on by all these units here? He kind of is, yeah, okay. Well, this is Sigvald's whole thing. He needs to just endure. So we're going to get you guys charging. Forsaken right there. Let's call it some Furies as well to help out. And Sigvald is, okay, Sigvald's taking a beating. That's basically all it is. So Sigvald's getting whooped on pretty good. And do we have any magic to use? We do not have any magic right now. All right. So Marauders and Marauders and Horsemen need to move up. Sigvald is getting worked on, but he's battling trolls, which isn't great for him. But somebody's got to do it. You know, somebody's got to pay the troll toll here. So up on the point here. Let's call the Horsemen around. Get the Furies to rear charge into the back of the Broken Tusk Mob. And Sigvald needs to just endure. He needs to just live, basically, is going to be the idea. Let's get on the Savage Orc Airboys right there. I actually feel like the value trading is kind of close, strangely enough. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Furies do get in. Let's pull them away, if at all possible. Sigvald's on the run, being attacked by the spider. So let's get you guys in here. We're going to use Sweet Sorrow and make him very fast. So let's do that. Sigvald needs to keep running. And if he can get away and just replenish, then that's going to be big. And we can also call in a Seeker on the other side to cover him if he keeps getting chased. All right, so Sigvald's on the run right now. Forsaken are doing great damage. Let's get you guys across, pull you back. And how's this fight looking here? It is a fair amount of cav units, which we can use the Shadow Magic on, right? We just nail him with the Shadow Magic. Sigvald's been able to get away. How am I so behind on value? I feel like we're not in bad shape here. Am I Chosen just dying? No, they're alive. There's something off with this damage tracker. There's something off. Yeah, we're going to lure that big spider away, by the way. So these Chosen are doing the work of the gods. Let's get the Forsaken into the Boar Boys there. Get another Fury flying overhead that can fly into the Boar Boys. And we do manage to crumble this position here. We're just going to keep skirmishing, keep poking here, provide a little bit of support. We do have Narcissism as well. Let's move you guys up into the Swamp Things. And Sigvald is away and alive. Sitting pretty good out here. My opponent does call something in. Forsaken getting chewed up, but, you know, not having the worst time in the world. So let's reclaim that objective right now. Reclaim the realm. All right, so next up we're going to get a Seeker to be called in to help out Sigvald so he doesn't get bullied. All right, so we're going to do that. We're going to call you guys in here and get you guys in there. And now we are, like, reclaiming the objective, right? Like, it feels like we're... Oh, Furies need to get back. Forsaken need to get back. Let's get all you guys up on the point. And Sigvald and those guys able to get her done. All right, so, yeah, I feel as if we're in good shape. You know, I feel as if we're in good shape. But maybe that's not the case. So we do reclaim that objective. Furies are lurking overhead. Sigvald and company. Let's get these Seekers up on the side to run over those Black Orcs with great weapons. And we will see what my opponent's going to be doing next. Sorcerer's lurking. Let's get on the Ruglets Armored Air Boys there. And yeah, the Seekers do get melted really quick, as they should. That's like their entire thing is basically just being, you know, squishy-ish. And we'll get you guys to move into the Archers as well. All right, so we have gotten on top of the Blorks, but oh, he's using Fate of Buna. Okay, so probably need to, I mean, that's all his Winds of Magic though, guys. That's like all of it. So there is that. Chosen are grinding well. Is he playing the side points? Yeah, there's a little bit of pressure over here, but nothing too wild. We can call in a, what does it have? Mostly skirmisher units. Okay, let's get you guys over there. Ah, shit, I didn't call in the anti-large version. Are we fighting okay on the point? We kind of are. You know, those are black orcs, which are tough. I do have the Rampage Fascination ability, which is there. Let's charge into the squigs with a little bit of mass. Chosen are being Giga Chads for sure. They're really doing quite good. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And do we want to Rampage you into the spears? We do. So we're going to Fascinate you guys. Get the spears in there. Shut them down. And now we have the objective advantage, right? Like, we just kind of hold here, I think. He's going to go after Sigvald there. My caster could be in a little bit of trouble, but Sigvald does not stand alone. He does have some infantry support nearby. Although he could get worked on here. I think calling out the anti-large Hellstriders here is going to be uber good. So we'll get him in there. Unsummon you. You guys need to come back out and go help out on the point there. And yeah, looks like that point's going to be all right. I think we're going to get that one. All right, Sigvald has been tanking a shitload of damage. He's been an absolute unit here today. So Trolls are going to get it. Sigvald's going to run away here. Horsemen need to come down, provide a little bit of supporting utility. And we're looking pretty good on that objective. We're looking pretty good. As long as Sigvald doesn't get sniped, my opponent doesn't have like an excellent answer for the Chosen, to be honest. They do not. So we're going to go get on the Boar Boys there. We're going to get the spears in here. Pile in and fight. Sigvald's going to keep running. We need to get our caster, make sure our caster stays alive too. And it looks like I did have an AFK unit. It's like finding food in your beard later, you know? We get all the goodies. All right, so here we go and here we go. Let's form up ranks. And great, so looking cozy. Sigvald and my caster are alive and well. The Chosen on the point are getting a little bit fickle. We need to get you guys back there. And over here on the objective, now we can charge in there. And we can use Narcissism to snare them down, which is going to be great. Sigvald and company, let's get them back on the objective here. We're going to need it. And I don't really have too much to call in. He's got to be running low on magic, so let's get Seekers out here and see what we can find. But I feel as if we're winning. Those are Blorks. We need to get the Chosen on the Blorks. Seekers can come in and just crush these guys, probably. Sigvald and our caster can go over there and help out. Chosen are still going strong. We need the Seekers over here. He's going to try and get this point. That's going to be the play. So Seekers will go. They'll help wrestle that one. And I think we have a decent little stranglehold on our home objective now. Hellstriders, where do we want you to go? These are the anti-large version, so they can go after this. We do have some random Marauders hanging out on the objective here, and this one's going to be stable for us. That's a little bit of a messy fight, to be honest. Yeah, we do manage to get on top of the squigs. Probably calling in a Fury just to peel and like dive the archers, or excuse me, the units on this objective is going to be very good. And that is an anti-infantry character. We could actually maybe snipe his lord here. We're going to see. So we're going to use that, hunt you down. Get on top of the Savage Orc boys here. Yeah, get you guys maybe moving up there a little bit. Seekers do get into combat here. Looking a little messy. We'll get on the Boar Boys. What are they? Just Boar Boys and Wolf Riders and shit? Okay. I think we got snared by something. I'm not sure. All right, so we're going to take a big fight here, and hopefully we win it. Let's get you guys to run into this. And now we do have good stability on this point here. I mean, maybe making a play for my opponent's back objective is going to be decent. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping on you guys. Get the fresh pool in there. And we do end up losing this fight here, I think. Yeah, the Seekers are doing okay, but they're definitely being dragged down by some scary stuff. So we're going to keep moving up to his objective here. Let's do that and that. Sigvald and company are in okay shape. There is the Hag on the point still. Yeah, maybe we can steal this point. I don't know. It's not going to be easy, that's for sure. Sorcerer needs to get on top of the Ruglets Armored Boys. Sigvald needs to come over there. And the Seekers have, yeah, they've been getting pounded pretty good in a lot of the trades, which is, I'm really happy to see that, to be honest. Yeah, I'm really happy to see it because they were an impressive unit for a long time. All right, so we're going to move up to the point, try and get this. We're going to use a little bit of Narcissism to snare down the Broken Tusk mob. Sigvald's going to go there. And, you know, I think we just do need to call in Hellstriders and Furies and just fast units here. It's all we really got. So we are starting to capture the objective. We're going to get you on there. Sigvald's on there. We managed to snare down those units for a hot moment. Charge and charge. Shadow Sorcerer. We have a shit ton of Winds of Magic. And we do have reinforcements back here too. So we're going to go intercept those bad boys. All right. So we're up on the point. We are capturing it. I'm going to get a big Pit of Shades here in a moment on these guys. Sigvald is going to battle the Hag. And we do get the fight there. So let's get the Furies on top of you guys. Let's do this. We're going to need to get this point or else we're kind of cooked. So we're going to try and get it here. If Sigvald dies, that's also very bad. Yeah, there's the Hag there too. He does get punted off the point, but we do manage to get it, which is very big. All right, Sigvald thankfully got knocked away in a very fortuitous way. So Seeker are going to be our friends now. So we got this point. We got some Boar Boys coming in. We're going to go ahead and slap him with the Melkoths, snare him down a little bit, do some damage, and Sigvald is going to retreat back to this point. We just need to get to a Helm's Deep situation, then we're probably winning. All right, Forsaken, up to that point. We are holding this one pretty well. Sigvald and company are scurrying away here. Hellstriders and Furies need to come out here and intercept this bad boy. Sigvald, we're going to give the... Oh, he got Rampage. Shit, that's not good. All right, but we're holding on to this one, man. The Chosen are doing work. I do have a Pit of Shades as well. Sigvald's almost dead, but man, he's been an absolute unit this game. He's been really, really good. We are on a one-on-one objective situation now, just barely, I think. Yeah, just barely. So we can piece off this point. Sigvald's so hot right now, he really doesn't care. So he's going to retreat. Oh my god, if Sigvald lives, it's going to be so funny. So yeah, let's just get more spears, and we do win on just one objective. We do. All right, so now we can just pull back. We don't give a shit about these other points. Make him come fight in hard situations. You know, it's going to be the idea, more or less. So Sigvald is scurrying. His leadership is pretty insane. Hellstriders get a good surround right there. Furies are ripping it up, providing support wherever they can. I got Pit of Shades. And yeah, now we just need to hold. It's not gonna be easy though, that's for sure. Let's get some of these Chosen back to the point. See what they can do. These are Forsaken, so they're not going to be particularly good against any of these units. But Sigvald is going to just run to the back of the map now for reals. So spear unit, spears and spears. We're going to get you guys out. Forsaken versus the Orcs here. Let's go ahead and do a little Melkoths on them. Got to start mitigating the capture pressure. Dude, these Chosen of SLAANESH, by the way, are just absolute monsters. They've been fighting all freaking day. So Sigvald did get killed by Spirit Leech. So my opponent had to use a lot. He had to use a lot to deal with it. Let's pull back on the point. Let's get you there. And we're just going to be calling in fast cavalry from here. That's going to be it. So spears have arrived. He's got a lot over here, but we still have these Forsaken, which are reasonably healthy. So let's get you over here. Let's get on the Wolf Riders, sitting at, what, 10 leadership right now. Pit of Shades. I hate using Pit of Shades on that unit. That feels real bad. Like, that feels real not good. Furies overhead, chase you. And, yeah, now we just call in fast cavalry for the rest of the game, basically. What is he going to be sending in? Is it mobility? Yeah, so we need to get the anti-large version. Yep, anti-large. We're going to do this. Put the Sweet Sorrow on them to get them there a little bit quicker. Spears move up. Spears move up. And, yeah, we're just going to get the Broken Tusk Mob. Do we have enough for a pit and that? We do. All right, so we can get him with the Melkoths first. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. Get the spears in there. Yeah, let the spear saturate into the pigs, because that's going to be an uber terrible trade for him. And now we can get a pit of Shades out on the other side where his blob is. Oh, that's going to be so erect. Holy shit, that's going to be good. Oh, if he doesn't move, that's probably going to win me the game. Oh, give it to me, precious. So that's going to route a lot of the greenskin units there. And then we just come around the outside, and we're going to do this, and slam jam, space jam right into them. And we're going to get another Hellstride over there just to try and rout him off. Boar Boys got broken. We don't have a lot of stuff here, though. Our capture weight is actually not amazing. We have these Chosen holding out on that point here, but I think he just has enough to win the game. Yeah. All right, so the SLAANESH caster's trying. Hellscourge Boys are lurking. I mean, I'm very close to winning, but I think he's barely going to edge this one out, guys. I think he's just barely going to get it. Unless I can somehow miraculously hold here. I mean, my units are trading reasonably well. Sigvald dying actually might matter. Got a couple dudes over here. Yeah, I'm really happy to have a close game against a player of Bastos' caliber, though, because he's definitely stronger than I am, so this is cool to have this. Oh, man, we're so close. Let's do that. Let's get you over there, Horseman. We're going to give you Sweet Sorrow for the speed. See if you can get there in time. I seriously doubt it, though, but... Because if he stops this for even a second, he's just gonna get it, right? So is there any chances we can break open this position? The Savage Orcs and the Spider fighting are really, really tough. And I think he got it. Okay, so now we just need to do mobility gremlin play. It's like our only chance. Maybe we can win the grind back here. Maybe we can. I don't know. And the anti-large Hellstriders need to go over there as well. So we're going to take all of you guys and threaten the side point. It's really our only chance. Although he is kind of getting worn down here a little bit, we do see the Wolf Rider mobility responding, so those are going to be Wolf Riders. Let's pull this way. Forsaken up that way. I think he's got it. That was a good match, though. I honestly thought my build was pretty good. The fact that we can compete with Bastos is great. Seeker, do we call in a Seeker to try and ram that objective down on the side? I'm not sure. We do get some Chosen coming in. I'm almost like, dude, I should have just gotten another Chosen unit, like straight up. That would have been very, very good, right? So we'll call in one big hammer. He had Fate Abuna for the Seekers, so makes me think just no Seekers in this matchup, which is weird. Yeah, but we're going to get another one here, see what we can do. Spear Boys are fighting hard. I think it's GG, though. A couple Forsaken will rush you, and that's going to be it. Wow, what a close game. We were very close to winning that one, guys. Yeah, 44 seconds. His Spider was actually pretty good, although we almost killed it. 2400. Sigvald was really good. We did get a Pit of Shades there. Yeah. 1500, 1600. Holy shit, just more Chosen. They're really good. He didn't have answers for the Chosen. He had like 2 squigs and a black orc, which are pretty easy to mitigate. So, okay, I've learned this matchup a bit. Go with the Chosen. The Horsemen were fine. Good value on you guys. Seekers were a bit of a letdown, but again, he just bunted them as soon as they came out, so it makes sense. GG dog. Report score. Okay, so he's going to report the score, and we're getting the hang of SLAANESH. We're getting in the hang of it. All right, so refresh that. Oh, shit, we're almost ready for the next round already. All right, so we do need to do this. So it looks like somebody got a buy round. We need to improve their points. Yeah, the Chosen of SLAANESH were really good. They were beastly. But, like, he would have bunted them if he didn't buna my Seekers, right? So the Seekers, in a way, took pressure off my Chosen, which allowed them to kind of feast. So there is a bit of an argument to be made for the Seekers there, because, you know, I'd rather he buna the Seekers than the Chosen. Maybe we should have made more of an effort to hold his home objective, too. I didn't, like, really fight for it too much. Maybe I could have pulled those guys down. What does Sigval do? He's not snipeable. My opponent's entire build was, like, a sniping kind of build. He had a Rampage, a Spirit Leech, and an Anti-Large Spider. He was waiting for a Greater Demon. If I had brought a Greater Demon, it gets Rampage, Spirit Leech, and then killed probably by all of his archers and shit. So I think we made the right call. It just came down to gameplay, really. I should have just stayed away from his caster with the Seekers, a couple little things like that. Sword and Board Chaos Knights would have gotten wrecked by all of his Boar Boys. It would have been a very bad time. Yeah, so that ends up, in my opinion, not being the right call. Hey! We got Lothars. Thank you for resubscribing, and Cageman as well. Have no idea what's going on in this game, but it looks interesting. Yeah, it's a really, really fun game. It's like an RTS battle simulator game. Yeah. Okay, so let's refresh this. And here we go. Are we ready for the next round? Cool. So now it's our time to climb back. We have a really strong tiebreaker with Bostas. So we have a chance of making top 4 still. It's going to be very difficult, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. So let's advance to Swiss. There we go. I'm happy with how Seekers are, honestly, right now, but time will tell. I think in some matchups they'll be very strong, but others they'll struggle a little bit, you know? Okay. And here we are. Goblins, round 3. So we got Lord Shaftesbury now, a very strong Lizardman player. I don't know if that's what he's playing today, but I actually don't know what we would do against them. Probably just like Lizardmen. So it's going to be Shaftesbury? Yes. Let's go. SL here. You. Let's see what Homeboy's playing. Okay, so I am on SLAANESH, and the maps are going to be Skjalundir's Cave, Norskin Rise, and Proving Grounds. He's playing Lizards. Uh-oh, he's on his main faction. How do we deal with lizards? What do we do? SLAANESH mains, help us. Yeah, obviously, gonna be a Trixie. We don't know the map yet, so we need to get Hansel up here. Hey, Balthazar, thanks for becoming a channel member. I appreciate you, man. Welcome to the Dukes of Haggard, my friend. Turn off the heat lamp. That's right. That is right. Okay, and then where are we here? What's it going to be? Grand Finals for Total Tavern coming together quite well. Very pumped for that. That's going to be on July 5th. Cassette futurism is the term used to describe technological aesthetic reminiscent of the 70s and 90s. Okay, very cool. Thank you, Harry. Anticity, are you just going to say Big Demon every time? Is that... Because I feel like if I had went Big Demon like everybody was saying last time, I would have died. I don't have your micro, so for me, I'm like... I don't know if I would have been able to survive that, you know? I don't know, man. Unga Bunga Marauders. Yeah, the Warriors seem like a bit of a trap in this matchup. You can't... Pavane is banned in the tournament. We can't use... Pavane is incredibly busted, so I'm happy that's the case. That it's not being played. It just is like it's like you click Pavane, you're like, that unit's dead. Okay, so who's first on the picks and bans? It's going to be me, so... What kind of map do we want against dinos? Let's go ahead and ban the ban Cassars. You know what? Maybe we actually ban Blood Grove. Okay, so we're doing our picks and bans here. Get that micro in, I know. Is it really the way though, Anticity? Has it been the way? Like the Greater Demon against Lizards, like an Exalted Keeper of Secrets or something? I mean, it of course has some good utility, but if I feel like if he just goes wide with skinks and salamanders and shit, it's just going to be terrible. It's just going to have a really bad time. I could be wrong, but that's the feeling I get. Which faction is most dependent on regiments of renown, asks Christian. I have no idea, brother. That's a really, really... I'd have to dig deep into that one. Yeah. Anticity does hate having an alive lord. Yeah, so I've heard that. People say that, Anticity, that you like to get your lords a little bit nasty in there. It's your best source of terror. Oh, God. But lizards are so high leadership and stuff. It just feels so risky. I guess it depends on the map. Ban, we want to do that? Okay. We're on round 3 right now. Yeah, correct. Round 3 with the SLAANESH. Rolling without terror is rough. I know, but man, having your lord and caster tied and just getting pounded by like all the lizardmen tertiary fire seems really tough. That Sigvald, he's so hot right now. He is. Look at him. He's staring into your souls right now, guys. As I prepare to go 1 and 3 tonight with SLAANESH. The best source of terror is my old dog Wookie. Oh, absolutely. He was a scary beast. He was a majestic creature. Yeah, old Wookie. Okay. What about throwing weapons here? I feel like the horsemen are nice for sure, but we could also try something a little bit more hog wild. Yeah, what about this? Okay, I don't hate that idea. Seems kind of cool. And then for our next disappearing act, we're going to get you guys, and then 3 of those, and maybe 2 of those. Moving it around the mod list, always it being the only mod. Hat for... What are you playing on, like Steam or... Yeah, Wacko will be able to answer your question, for sure. Oh, Nine Inch Nails is such a good band. They're one of my favorite. They're probably my top 2 favorite bands of all time. I love Nine Inch Nails. The album The Fragile is like probably, yeah, it's just one of the greatest things ever. The range of what they do on there, it's so good. Okay, so Azazel is kind of interesting because he's a smaller target, right, than the big demon, but he's even not that much squishier, and he does have terror as well. So maybe there's something cooking there. I'm not sure. Okay. So that's an idea. What are we going to be dealing with big unit-wise? Yeah, the Dread Saurian, our plan is probably just to avoid it, to be completely honest. Just kind of stay away from it and just play the other objectives, I think. Wouldn't be terrible. Because, like, you don't want to fight a Dread Saurian within a Keeper of Secrets either. The Dread Saurian will poison you with its Howdah, and it's going to be really bad. Yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty good. The Lash is always nice. Acquiescence is always pretty good, and so is Hysterical Frenzy. I like those various buffs there. I feel like that's pretty okay. Runer. Oh, Runer's a great song. Yeah, it's a good one. That's from a different album, though, right? Yeah, Runer's from... Is it Downward Spiral? I can't remember. It's been a while since I could remember that song. Gonna try this unit. That's gonna be cool as hell. I really like The Day the World Went Away by Nine Inch Nails. Somewhat Damaged is also one of my favorite songs of all time by them. Yeah, it's great. Dread Saurian isn't mandatory by any stretch. It's very, very good, but yeah, it's far from mandatory, I would say. Like, lizards can go very wide and cause quite a bit of disruption with their width if they want to. Okay. What about Demonettes as like a late game call-in? Yeah, dealing with the big beastie is not going to be fun. That thing is going to be a menace and a half. So map... Oh, I need to see what map we're on, by the way. So we're on Proving Grounds. Okay, so that's a map that you can definitely press the objectives quickly and get up on those. I think we want to do... I actually have an idea here. It's going to be fun. Let's try this out. This is going to be cool. All right. I don't hate that. That's interesting. Top tier screen blocker. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfection. Just like Sigvald. All right, so Seeker there is probably fine. As far as like anti-large fighters go, do we want Furies for any reason? Do we have to worry about Air Force? Not too concerned about Air Force. Yeah. Mazda Chungus with many skinks coming. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting here, to be honest. I'm expecting a little bit of evilness here. Okay, so we got you guys. That's fine. And then I think we need like a couple of good quality infantry units. The Marauder Spears aren't bad. They're definitely not terrible against like the Croxgores. I mean, they will not trade super well because of the armor, but I still think they're necessary for buffering things out. The Princes of Perfection. We got you. We got this. I feel like Saurus spam is quite rated. Oh, you're not a big fan of Saurus spam? Yeah. Anticity is indeed a cavalry enjoyer. That's kind of his whole jam. Okay, we're gonna go hog wild with this pick here. I'm not confident in this, but you know, I'm gonna give it my old college try here. We're gonna see what we can get done. Addicted to cav spam and SEs. Yeah. Man, I'm just excited for the future. I hope the next Total War game they do has like a good multiplayer in it. I'm really excited to like be part of the launch of like a new esports, not even esports, like, but a new multiplayer scene, right? Esports is like sponsors, crazy big things, but I'm just saying like a big active multiplayer scene, you know? I was wondering if you ever played Warhammer Shadow of the Horned Rat. I didn't play it, but I knew of it. I'm 36 years old. I'm turning 37 soon. Yeah. All right. So there we go. God, man, time flies, dude. It's crazy. So we're going with an infantry swarm here. We're going to go kind of hog wild and just have a couple infantry units all over the field. These guys are shielded too, right? So yeah, we can have these guys can be group 1 here. We can have another group right here. They could be group dos. So we're just going to try and get like all the objectives out of the gates. We have the double cultist. I like the cultists a lot. They're just disruptive and annoying. We have Azazel looking all pimp over here. Another shielded unit, and Azazel can be in 4. All right. Hey, good luck, Anticity. I'll be in the pits of hell today. I'm learning the hard way how to play SLAANESH without their OP stuff, which is fun. I honestly think SLAANESH is super good still. Okay, they should be in group 2. There we go. All right, there we go. Let's get it, man. Do you think we'll get? Probably Spirit. Yeah, I think so. I think it's coming personally. Okay, so good luck, have fun with the giant shaft. Here we go. He's not ready yet. He's putting the pressure on us here, guys. He's icing the kicker, as they say in football. My birthday is soon. It's in a couple weeks, actually, yeah. So the memes will finally become reality. Zazel's a small target. Gotta watch out for Tempest. Ooh, shit, is he gonna bring a Tempest caster? I don't think so. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. You guys get up here and do that. Zazel's coming, and you're on your way too. All right, so it's gonna be Crocky Balboa with the Hand of the Gods. So he's gonna be trying to snipe Azazel for sure. Azazel is gonna become a bush-dwelling creature. That is indeed the case. So we get that point. We see some Cold One Spear Riders coming up. Interesting. So we can respond by getting some. We have Seekers. We have Hellstriders. We got all sorts of goodness. So he's going to get those objectives, but I'm fairly certain I'll be able to re-wrestle this one in a moment. And we got the Marauder Infantry coming over here, so they'll hopefully get that one. So he will get the objectives initially, but I'm hoping that I'll then be able to follow up. I think I'm going to get Fiends of SLAANESH. We're going to go ahead and park you in the bushes here and be very, very careful. Crocky Balboa is on his way out, and yeah, there's cavalry, but they're anti-large cav, so not going to be super insane against us. No Captain Insano memes here. All right, so how are we looking on this side? So let's get the Fiends. We're going to get them moving up, so there they go. And now the objective is going to be under pressure. Under pressure. And nope, you guys go back this way. There we go. All right, so just pull back, and we just need to figure out what 2 points we want to play, basically. All right, so that's going to go to us rather quickly. And we're going to see the big boys coming in. A little bit of an opportunity here to dive, actually, because he's not really watching too closely. So, yeah, not going to be a freebie, though. He was watching. The boy was indeed watching. All right, let's get Fiends up there. We got all you guys in there, so let's get the Cultist battling it out. And you can go here. Cultist can battle here as well. And Azazel is going to just kind of be annoying here. So we're going to do an Acquiescence on you, debuff your stat line a little bit, get the Fiends in there, do this, and cool. That should actually be very good for us over here. This fight is a bit blunderous for him, I think. I don't know. Depends on how long he sticks around. So we're going to run you down, we're going to run you down, and we're going to continue chasing there. All right, so over on the middle fight, it's going all right, and then you guys need to move back up this way. There they go. Azazel's coming, and we do have the Hysterical Frenzy, so we're going to go ahead and use it on the Fiends of SLAANESH. Hand of the Gods misses, and that's why you don't bring a big demon here, because we would have gotten, well, at least I don't think so. We're going to get Azazel in there. This fight over on the flank, extremely good for us. Extremely good. We're trading very, very well. Azazel's going to get in combat. We have the cultists. No summons ready yet. But, you know, the fight is going, and you guys can go here. So let's go control group 1. We're going to do this and just move up and take that objective. All right, so that's pretty good for us. This fight over here was excellent. That is a Ripperdactyl and a half. So we are going to run with Azazel. We're going to get the Hellstriders over here. That side objective is going to belong to us, and the cultists are going to have summons soon. So that's very, very good. So where is he going with those guys? Those Fiends of SLAANESH are a really good unit, because that's what people were using. You know, obviously, let's land you on the ground. Get you down there. We're going to get a couple of you guys moving over this way. And Azazel lands on the ground. And is he going to get harried and hunted here? I'm not sure. All right, so cultists, we have the summons soon. We do see the big man. Do we have any anti-large cav here? We do, so we can attack into Crocky Balboa if we want to, although we don't really need to. Let's just fight these guys real quick. Get this cultist back. You guys are coming. And over here on the side, the Fiends are just cleaning up shop. They're doing great. So we do have a lot of money. And these guys are getting crumped, so we can do a little Lash of SLAANESH there. So get them with the old Lash. And let's retreat and retreat. So we're just going to get back here. And what do we want to call in next? We can do Forsaken. And yeah, just kind of move them up towards the middle. All right, so we're going to get the Demonettes out. They're going to be very nice. And Crocky Balboa actually does overextend kind of deeply and greedily here. So we're going to turn on him and use Narcissism if he tries to get away here. Demonettes are active. Let's get you here and you over there. Looking great. Fiend's able to do some nice work here. And now Crocky Balboa is in the danger zone a little bit, guys. He is in the danger zone. All right, so infantry and infantry. You guys are chilling out here. We're going to threaten this objective, so you guys chase down these skinks. You guys come over here, and great. All right, so it's going all right. We have the cultists here still. Crocky Balboa is able to get away. We're going to get our mobility blob out that way. Forsaken going to move in here, and we're going to need to call in probably a Fiend, I think would be the way. So let's get a Fiend over there. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, give me the Fiends. Give me the Fiends. Is it 1300? It is. Great. So there they go. The mobility core able to rotate away, which is excellent. And the cultist is still fighting. We still have all these cavalry units as well. So you. And we can charge back into the skink cohorts, move you guys in here. And there's just some random skinks kiting away. So, okay. So we're feeling pretty good here. We're feeling pretty good. Those Fiends of SLAANESH are really hard carrying it here. They're doing quite a bit of work. And Azazel is enough of a small target that he's been kind of chilling out a little bit. Let's get the cultists on there. A little bit nervous about fighting Krokar, to be honest. I do not like how that looks. So Fiends, you guys up on the point here. We still do have the double cap, right? And yeah, now we got some red-crested boys making their way over there. So move back here. Hellstriders can charge in and go help out with those. Azazel is going to be lurking and just being very conservative with him, right? Like very cautious. Yeah, we need to be uber safe. All right, so call in here. We're going to do this. We're going to slap you, get the infantry moving in. The Fiends are fighting very well, and we are threatening the capture on the objective. I could turn and fight those Ripperdactyls. They're the anti-infantry version, right? Yeah, they are. Okay, so the anti-large Hellstrider cavalry should be uber good against them. So we're going to get you guys here. We're going to do this, and we're going to go ahead and snare you down with a little Narcissism here, which is going to be a free kill, basically. So we'll get you and you. So that army ability is going to be active. The Fiends are doing good. Side point's getting a little bit dodgy, but Lizardmen are getting their back broken in the middle pretty freaking hard. And did they manage to get back up in the sky? Not quite. He's trying his best, but I don't think that's going to be possible here. Cultist doing good. We do have another summon, so we're going to drop the Cultist summon here, and that's going to go help on the side objective. This one's going to us, so let's get the Hellscourge Riders to go run down these gremlins right here, and we're going to do that. Okay. And Azazel is where? Yeah, I think we managed to rip down those big units. I don't have the army blocker on, do I? Jesus Christ, I'm like looking. I had to like minimize for a second to look at that. Okay. Seekers, not Seekers, but they need to get on the point. You guys get on the point here. Middle belongs to us. You guys keep chasing there, and you guys form ranks on the objective. In the meantime, we do want to probably chase down that little skink priest to get rid of his magic, so I'm going to take Azazel over there to go deal with that. Sniping attempt on Azazel, but he's hanging in there very, very well. Let's get the cultists up here, and you guys back on the point. And now I actually have a little bit of a tricky tech. It's going to be the Sibilant Slaughtercade, because he's going to be spamming skinks for the rest of the game. So I figured, you know, if we had that, that's going to be good. So we're ahead on points. We're massively ahead on value. We have our horsemen. Let's go run down some of these guys. All right. Don't really care too much about the side point, although we do have the capture weight advantage. I'm happy to just win the battles where I can, you know. Now, army ability, is there anything I want to rampage with Fascination? I could call these guys down. You know what? Let's actually just get rid of this unit. Sure, why not? Like, if we could just rampage them, let's get you back up in the sky. So what that's going to do is it's going to make him land on the ground. Azazel, where's his Skankcaster? He's right here. So Azazel's going to get him. And now homie's going to land on the ground. He should, right? Yeah, there they go. All right, so that's a free kill right there. Boom. All right, Hellstrider should finish that off. Cultist doing work. Let's get our Sibilant Slaughtercade over here, our Dreaded Chariot. Forsaken looking pretty decent, so Chariot's going to run you over. We're going to get you guys going here. We do manage to drag that thing down to the ground. My opponent probably going to play this. Azazel does get the snipe on that unit. Let's get the Seekers, move the Seekers up over there, and perfect. So Fiends and Forsaken. Chariot comes out this way. He doesn't have a whole lot fighting over there. The Cultists are just occupying Krokar basically, which is very good. And yeah, move up there. You guys keep chasing here. Let's do a little bit of housekeeping on you. And we still have these fast cav units. Looks like those Feral Cold ones are getting it pretty good. All right, yeah, we're definitely in good shape. If he wants to leave that point, I can take some units over there and try and grab it. The Chariots will be pretty excellent against a lot of the infantry on the sides, I suppose. So let's get you guys down there, and we can threaten this outside objective again. If he's just going to be leaving it, then that's like, you know, why not punish, right? All right, so let's get up here. Azazel's just kind of Netflix and chilling here. We're going to go ahead and do a little Lash of SLAANESH just to trigger the army passive. Looks good. Fiends have been the hard carry this game, though. They've been super, super good. They have been excellent. Seekers are still going to mess up Krokar. Like, he's going to get messed up a little bit by those things. It's not like what it once was, but yeah, he's going to have a baddish time. All right, do we use Narcissism to snare him down? I don't think so. Yeah, he's dying to the Seekers. Okay. It's not like he would have been dead if this was the old patch. He would just straight up be cooked right now. Okay, so Zazel and company keep fighting here. You guys fight here. Okay. And Crocky Balboa is in heavy danger. We might actually be able to get a Lord kill right now, which would be huge. What can I call in the middle? Forsaken. Yeah, we need some bodies there to hit the floor. Don't let that bodies hit the floor. All right, Azazel, we're going to acquiesce you guys just to lower him down and trigger the army passive. And Krokar has been caught. Okay, and we got it. GG. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Getting the dubs. I'm happy with how this has gone, man. Now, all these games have been good, and we're playing good players too. Yeah. Hey, Smash. You're a fan of, found you a Spice Wars and Thing to Thing. It's been great. I watch on YouTube. Have some Bezos bucks. Let me take a look. Sorry, I was in the heat of the game. Hey, so Raffalopoulos, thank you for resubscribing. And Book Smash, thank you for subscribing as well. Thank you, guys. All right. So the build worked great. Azazel was very clean. You guys have to remember, Azazel causes terror also. So he is really, really a smaller target that can get in there and accomplish what a greater demon can with that. GG, dog. Okay. Well played. If I had brought... Okay. So let's refresh this. We have a chance at top 4. If our tiebreakers continue winning, if Lord Shaftesbury wins that next game, and then we see a win coming in from Boss Toss, which is very likely, I could still make top 4, which would be pretty cool. All right. SLAANESH is very strong, though, man. Like, the agency you have on the battlefield and the speed and, like, the top-tier infantry quality and good magic, it's very strong. All right, so SLAANESH versus Lizardman. So we got one more round of regulation after this, and the round is getting there. I'm giving Boss Toss a nice... Boss Toss is like in pools of sweat right now playing Oishi, so they're having an absolute sweat fest there. Cool beans, man. We're gonna keep the action rolling. We are 2 wins and 1 loss. Hey, and look at that. The gentleman I beat in the first round also was able to get a win, helping out my tiebreaker too. So what a Chad. So we got Boss Toss, and then of course Lord Shaftesbury. Ooh, Lord Shaftesbury. Did I get pared down or something? I don't know. Let's see. Respect that. All right. So let's see. You guys want to see the standings? It's still, there's a lot of, I'll show you the standings at the end of the round because we still have a little bit of time left here. Yeah, these things did really good. 1,600, 700 here. Seekers actually did great too. They got 800 value. So yeah, they definitely still have play. Like the Seekers coming in and karate chopping Krokar, like a Hellstrider would not have done that, right? So they still are a really good AP cav unit, but yeah, pretty nice. Azazel, he lived, right? That's the thing. He was the boy who got away there. So the fact that he lived was good. Crocky Balboa didn't have too many good targets, but still did okay, all things considering. Yeah, fun times, man. Fun times. So refreshing. Couple games still to go. Lord Shaftesbury should have 1 win. When you get pared down, I'm not sure how that works. Oh, looks like I might have gotten paired down last round, which doesn't help the old tiebreaker. We're in contention for top 5. We're probably not going to get it because I don't think our tiebreakers are that strong, but we're there. We are there. Right on. So all the games were pretty solid. I think our game versus Boss Toss was very close to being won. Very, very close. The Buna on the Seekers was good. That is 22 wins of Magic, though, but it does really delete them. They get their source code taken out. All right, I'm going to go grab some water real quick, guys, and we'll continue on. You're drinking your coffee at 4 a.m. before going to work. Oh, okay. Got it, got it. I was going to say, I thought you stayed up till 4 a.m. and are just going balls deep on some caffeine, but yeah, that makes more sense. BRB, water time. All right, I'm back. Where are we now? We are... Man, these tournaments are going quicker and quicker. I feel like the players are getting better at reporting the stats and doing all the admin stuff. All right. Yep, still a handful of games. We have Anticity. Dude, these are some of the sweatiest matches you could ever ask for. Let me show you guys real quick. Holy shit. You have Boss Toss versus Oishi. And then you have freaking Own Goal versus Anticity, or the artist formerly known as Tim. We haven't had it. He didn't change his name on the website yet. He can if he wants to, but there's just some absolute sweat going down here. Jeez Louise. All right. Hey, Turin, when's the next tournament cast of Warcraft 3 or Co 3? Probably not going to cast any co-tournaments anytime soon. I just don't know the game at all, but I would be down for another Warcraft 3 event. That was a lot of fun. I love Warcraft 3. It's so great. But, you know, I was going pretty hard on Warcraft 3 and training for tournaments, kind of burnt out a little bit, but it's still, you know, we'll get back to it at some point. Hey, Easy405, thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Hands are doing good today, no complaints. The flashbang, I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. You guys got wrecked. You got the business end of that flashbang right there. Yeah. Co 3 is a fun game, though. It's good. I've had a lot of fun with that game over the years. Okay, so round 3 is done. I might need to start making these 5-round tournaments if they're going to end so quickly. Jeez Louise. Okay, so general is going to need a buy round point here. Okay. What's your opinion on Chaos Knights of Slaanesh in Skaven versus Slaanesh matchup? Ooh, I don't know. I don't think necessary. Anthony, if you're going to be playing against Skaven, just bring the Hellstriders with the whips and the anti-large Hellstriders. They're way more cost-effective there because Chaos Knights are big and expensive. And if they have like weapons teams, let's say like Jezzails, Globadiers, Rat Ogres, they're all going to trade really cost effectively into your Chaos Knights and punish you. So you want to go for cheaper cavalry against Skaven. Yeah. Davok said, I was loving Co 3 until I was loving Dow 2, until I was loving Battle for Middle-earth 2. Battle for Middle-earth 2 has probably been the most fun I've had gaming in a long time because I just love Lord of the Rings so much. And the fact that it has like the lines from the movies and you know, all the factions and and it's an RTS game. It's a real-time strategy game. It's perfection. Best of 3 final. I think best of 1's fine because these tournaments are designed to be a little bit quicker anyway. So, all right, those guys are still playing it out here. We got some time. Someday when the website is in the process of being updated on the back end, obviously we have some legendary volunteers working on it. So shout out to all those homies. So it's a process, but when it does get done, we are going to have we're going to have a dark mode most likely. So no longer will you guys be obliterated by the flashbangs when you go on the website. It'll be tamed out. Just got done playing Dwarves into Skaven. You need an adult. Yeah, that's a horrible matchup for Dwarves. It's winnable, but very difficult. Yeah. Okay, so let's refresh this. You need an adult. Oh, man. This is a sweaty tournament, though, man. I'm surprised. We got so many Dark Lords signed up tonight. Yeah. We can give you guys a little bit of a teaser of the upcoming championship, by the way. So let's look and see. Here we go. So this is the upcoming season championship here, season 10. Oh, I don't know why that says season 9. That should be fixed. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, I'll fix that later. But this is going to be the 16 players playing in the grand finals. Who do you guys think is going to win? Who is your dog in the race? We have Oishi, Charix, Anticity, Maximillionaire, Attack Speed Enjoyer, Navigator, Own Goal, Ulrich Rawl, Son of Heaven, Hitman Hippo, Sipa, Rusto, Scrambled Egg Special, Boss Toss, Outer Region, and Opal Black Bear. So this is on July 5th. This is going to be our uber sweaty season grand finals. SLAANESH doesn't seem too bad. They still seem like an S tier faction. The fact that I don't know how to play them and I'm able to beat good players and compete with good players is a testament. But yeah, I think SLAANESH seems better now for sure. When the Battle for Middle-earth tournament, can it be cast? What do you mean? You're like, can other people cast it? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. You guys are rooting for Anticity? Yeah, I mean, he's strong one to root for. This is the one that Own Goal or Tim will finally win, yeah. He should have changed his name to Tim the Tool Man. That would have been way better. You know, just like shout out to the 90s and, you know. Charix is pretty spooky, says Anticity. I don't know. A lot of people are rooting for the Kraken King. But Charix, the pride of Poland, comes. The dreaded Zoomer Gen Alpha, however old he is. I did cast my matches engines in the Lord of the Rings tournament. I was casting a bunch of them. And mine as well. I was playing live, of course. Anticity, man, we need to get you on the Lord of the Rings game. You like Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah, you're like in your 20s, so you would have actually been like, you might have been like 3 years old when those came out. I feel like you would enjoy it though. It's a really fun game. And are you a fan of the trilogy? Or is it a little bit before your time? Yeah, Hitman Hippo has won a major event. It's on July 5th, so it's the day after the 4th. Yeah. Okay, what's going on here? How are we looking at the rounds? Let's check, see if we're ready for the round 4 of the tournament. Watch the tab, but not super into it. Yeah, so if you're not super into it, you probably won't enjoy it. It's a very old RTS, but for us elder millennials who grew up on those movies, it's just such a gem, you know? So Anticity you're done playing with Own Goal, right? Your game's not reported. Yeah, and we need your game reported. One of you guys needs to do it. Whoever won. It's really fun. It's super easy to install. Easy. Yeah, it's really, really easy, as your name would suggest. Yeah, well, Adam, there's a good chance you're going to get to see that in the semifinals and finals. You hate that Lord of the Rings is an old movie now? I know. My neighbor has kids who are like, ooh, 14, 10, 7. They just don't know anything about it. Yeah, I mean, they know of it, but because the Lord of the Rings memes have permeated to new generations to an extent. You know, he won very close. Nice. It's a good match. It's a prequel to the season finals. Is it going to be you versus him again? It could be. If I ever win the lottery somehow and become an eccentric billionaire, I'll make some dank RTS games for you guys. They won't make any money, but we'll just do it for all of us to play. Yeah. Which Lord of the Rings faction loses their Lord the best for Anticity? How dare you, dude? He's the defending world champion. Put some respect on that name. But to answer that question, Isengard probably. I mean, any faction that has a lot of frontline heroes, they can be melted really quickly if you're not careful. So I have a coworker who thinks the Battle of the Five Armies is the best Lord of the Rings movie. She's 22. I hate my life. Oh my God, I love that. Yeah. Holy shit. That's rough. That's rough. My favorite of the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the Two Towers. Yeah. Return of the King. They're all amazing in their own right. They're all amazing, but my favorite is the Two Towers. Like the Helm's Deep sequence, you know, the Warg ambush. It's so freaking good. The Two Towers is so goated in my opinion. Yeah. But, you know, teach their own. Let's refresh this. Is that a common consensus? The Two Towers is your favorite? The score for Rohan is Rohan's theme is really good. Yeah, it's really, really good. All right, we're ready for the next round. We're going to be advancing on. The Fellowship is fun, but it's very it's the pacing it's slower. You know, it's really very much building up to the second one. Obviously, the Balrog in Moria is so erect. Yeah, the Mines of Moria is one of the best scenes of all time. It's so good. I know, but they're all so good though. Like it's hard. It's hard to pick one. I'm just saying if I had to pick one, it would be the dreaded Return of the King. Okay, so let's do this. And goblins, round 4 is live. Round 4. The whole like drums in the deep sequence and like discovering the fall of the dwarven kingdom there and everything. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. All right. So we got our opponent. It's going to be Killian here. Let's get into a lobby. This is round 4. If I go 3-1, I'm going to be very happy. We're going to get. I have to gatekeep somehow. If people want to make through top 4, they have to. They have to get to me. Get through me. Okay, and map there. And Terracotta Graveyard, and here are the maps. I think I'm playing against Dark Elves. Not really sure how to play this matchup. We're going to figure it out the old-fashioned way. When you yell death into the home. Yeah. Yeah, engines. All right, how many... Here's a question that's going to be very niche, and I don't think it's going to apply to too many of you folks, but how many of you guys have ever seen like an epic battle cry in a movie, okay? You've watched, Theoden yell death at the end of the Return of the King. You've seen any number of movies where someone lets out like a guttural battle cry. And have you ever wondered what you would sound like if you tried to let that battle cry out? And have you ever tried it? Because oh man, I took an acting class in college for fun, and one of the things they made us do is they made us like yell at the top of our lungs. There was like this weird exercise where we were like stretching our voice and like trying to yell. And it's very funny because most people will never like go all out on yelling or roaring or trying to have like a manly battle cry. But holy shit, that was some of the funniest things. Like these macho looking guys, like, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, and your voice cracks every time. Exactly, right? Exactly. So all ban. So Terracotta Graveyard, Bloodgrove, or Cursed Oasis. All ban Bloodgrove. All right. Let me see your war face. I sound like someone stepped on a cat's tail. It's a really funny phenomenon, actually, yeah. It's a really funny one. You need adrenaline to hit it? Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go out in the streets and just let out, one of these days, I'll go out and let out a guttural war cry, and I'll record it and upload it, and you guys can hear my voice crack. That would actually be really funny. My neighbors would probably think something was going on, though. Don't want to scare them. You practiced your barbaric yelps yesterday? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Let's go. All right. How are we looking? Where are we? We got the Dork Elves. We're playing the Dorks. And we're going to be playing Kassar's Cursed Oasis, which is great. There's no great line of sight there, so that's a win for us. It is a favored map for us, I would say. Not by much, but Scourge Runners, things like that, they're going to have problems, so. You got yelled at in boot camp for not yelling loud enough? Yeah, Engines, you got to go rewatch the trilogy at least once a year. The Wilhelm scream, I know. They still use that in movies all the time. It's pretty funny. All right, so what are we going to be dealing with? Corsairs and shit, probably? Yeah, probably going to be Corsair infantry. Probably going to be cheapo Corsairs. I would be guessing if I was a wagering man. All right, so which Lord choice? Sigvald is pretty good here. Azazel doesn't seem terrible either. He's like elusive and a pretty good assassin. But I think Sigvald is maybe a good option. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, and then for the magic for our disappearing act today, we're going to do this. Just be spamming that nonstop, basically, and living our best life. Okay. Cool. Let's get you on there. It's the Howard Dean scream. Oh, hell yeah. When for my birthday, I asked my birthday's coming up, and I asked for some new paints for my miniatures for my lovely wife, as well as some Lord of the Rings minis I'm going to be getting. So I think we're going to rewatch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy while I paint some Isengard orcs. I already have a Gondor army, so Yeah, I haven't looked at the Old World FAQ yet. I've skimmed some YouTube videos that talked about it. I'm very excited. But yes, it's going to be hyped. Meat's back on the menu, boys. I like that. I always like the meme about like, how do the orcs know what a menu is? Are they aware of some fine dining options, or you know, what's going on here? Okay, so it's 525, so we have enough for just you. Okay. So Hellstriders are probably good here. Do we want to get the Hellscourge Striders? I think these are probably still great. We got the reinforcing units yet. And yeah, these are definitely very, very strong here. Chariots, what do we have to deal if he comes in with elite infantry? We're going to need something to deal with that. So I don't want to be completely defenseless against elite troopers, so I think we bring you and you. Yeah, looking good and tasty, and we can even get a regular one of these. Okay, I like this. This build seems well-rounded enough. This player is a very good Druchii player, so not sure what to expect here, but we'll try our best. Maybe Saruman changes the contents for his larder. That's true. The Isengard minis are really cool. I'm really, really torn. I need some help. Maybe we're gonna have a poll at the end of today's, because I have been having so much fun playing Harad Waith in the Middle-earth mod. So I'm like, part of me wants to start a Harad army. Let's look. Let me show you guys here real quick. Cathay looks really cool too. I don't have too much interest in them, but Cathay does look awesome as an army. Yeah, so if you look here, Isengard, there's so many cool armies to play. But yeah, like, the Uruk-hai are so cool. Got, like, the Berserkers down here, and you got, like, the Siege Ballista. Look at Big Pimpin' over here, too. Yeah, you got Saruman and Grima. Like, that's, running these two guys and just being a troll and doing, like, evil cackling just seems so fun. Angmar is also cool. Angmar and Mordor and all those factions are very, very neat to play. And here's the Haradrim. So you get access to the Haradrim warriors, which are like the Men of the South. They look pretty cool. Then of course you get the let's go back to the Serpent Horde here. You get the Mumakil, you get the Mumak Chieftain, you get the Haradrim commanders. I think their legendary character they get is the Suladan, the Serpent Lord. So he's like the yeah, he's pretty cool looking. He's definitely rad. I'm not sure though. No, the Harambe was added just for that mod. It's just like a speculative thing that's not actually part of the Tolkien canon. So, anyways, yeah, you get the big elephant though. You get the Mumakil. Can you make it? Yeah, you can play the Shire. Absolutely. You want to see the Shire models? We're still waiting for my opponent to finish his army, so we have a little bit of time. So yeah. But Isengard just seems so solid and cool. How army building works in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, you basically get a hero and you detach a couple units to that hero. List building in Middle-earth is the armies are much smaller. It's very much a skirmish game. I mean, some armies can play Horde, but typically, yeah, Lord of the Rings good. So if you wanted to play, so Arnor, Fangorn, Lothlorien, Minas Tirith, Gondor has probably the biggest roster, yeah. Rivendell, Rohan, the Fiefdoms, the Shire, here you go. All right. So you have, yeah, you can see the Hobbit sheriffs, the dreaded Farmer Maggot, he can unleash his hounds. You have the Hobbits of the Shire, Hobbit militia, Hobbit archers. Dunedain in the north, they help protect the Shire. They're actually part of the faction. Yeah, so you can play Shire. I'm pretty sure they can be allied into other factions as well. Rohan looks freaking awesome, by the way. Rohan's got some cool looking models. Yeah, Rohan's really, really neat. Yeah, the Eomer model is freaking amazing. That model looks great. Elfheim, Theoden, King Theoden. The Riders of Rohan. I just really hate painting horses, so I was like, I'm not doing that. What does Lothlorien have? Lothlorien's got some cool looking elite elves. Yeah, the Galadrim warriors. Yeah, pretty freaking cool. And then you got Galadriel and her boyfriend over here. My opponent's still not ready yet. Okay. I play the Rangers of Ithilien. That's the one list I play. You guys want to see Smaug? Are we in the wrong map or something? No. Checking here. Okay. All right, perfect. So just doing some adminning stuff here. And here we go. Is he ready? Let me message this guy, make sure he's not AFK. You won't show Smog, you're scared. I'll show you Smog. How dare you, dude? I'll show you my Smog right now. Okay, we're typing, we're pulling it up. Smog is like a meme model. I think most events actually just straight up ban him. The model is freaking colossal. Here it is. It is an insanely epic model. It's literally $700. Holy shit! It's like the size of like a small table though. So if you bring Smaug, it's like I think he's like something like 800 to 1,000 points. He's like the size of like 2 armies. I can't remember. Yeah. But this is Smaug the Magnificent. Yeah, look at that. You even got little Bilbo down there. Yeah, there he is. He comes. Yeah. That's really like if you're just a fan of The Hobbit, that's where you get this model. Otherwise, like you don't bring him to play. I mean, you could with your friends, but yeah. All right. Whenever I play Lord of the Rings, I just took a ton of Moria goblins and maybe a troll or a wraith. There's some heroes. Yeah, the games are very small and skirmishy. Unless you're playing like Misty Mountains and you go like or Goblin Town, and it's been almost 10 minutes. Yeah, we're waiting on him right now. Send the Smog STL. Yeah. It's great as an AOS model. Yeah, I don't think it's a good... It's still so expensive, though. Smaug. The Magnificent. Okay. Where is he hanging out? I don't know if this guy's around. Hopefully he says he's here. My wife just saw the price and said, don't get any bride ideas. Oh, I love that. And your name is literally Glorfindel, too, which is perfect. I'll take 2 Smogs, please. Pwn, if I buy you a Smog mini, will you move to California and play tabletop with me? Is that enough to lure you over here? The treasure is made of real gold on the mini. That would be pretty epic for sure. That would be a big flex. That would be a big flex for sure. Don't get any bright ideas. I love that. The wife commentary she walked by is hilarious. All right. So how are we looking? What do we got here? Walk into a game store with your fat Smog out and see what people say? Hell yeah, dude. Now you're talking business. That's not necessarily true, Pwn. We're not sure yet. We may stay in California. We're looking at like 4 or 5 different places to move, and we have to pull the trigger in the next like 3 months because our lease comes up in October. So, and yeah, they've raised our rent to an insurmountable amount. It's just too much. When's the Lord of the Rings rewatch? I know, like, don't people do that on Amazon? They like they can watch that like streams together and stuff. Yeah, not streams, but like movies. They have some weird feature where some movies you're allowed to do that with. All right. You can find battles on YouTube of people trying to take down Smaug. What are we playing against again? We're playing Dark Elves. All right, I'm gonna send you out there to get that objective. We're just gonna go a little bit all over the place. All right, so we got you guys. Sigvald, so hot right now. He's gonna move up with his cultist, his girlfriend, and they're gonna have some fun in the middle. And we're gonna get you back here too. Horsemen, definitely necessary here. Oh, you guys don't want the blocker? You don't want to look at Owen Wilson's lovely face for 20 minutes? We're looking at Washington State. We're actually, we visited Washington State a couple times. We liked it. We liked some elements of it. But we visited Tacoma, Olympia, Renton, Seattle, and Bellingham. And we drove through a lot of other places as well. Yeah. Damn that Hansel blocker. He's so handsome there. Yeah, I know. He's so hot right now. I know, it's too much to handle. All right, so we're playing Dark Elves. He's hanging out in the Forbidden RTK chat, which I might be playing against the Hive Mind. It could be the dreaded RTK Hive Mind. We'll find out. Are they conspiring against me? Is the ultimate betrayal upon us? Okay. Find out today, guys. Find out today. Although I'm not an RTK, so it wouldn't technically be betrayal. Okay. There we go. And we've moved up. So that's going to be that. We're going to move you guys here. We're going to get you guys out there too. So we got Marathi, Scourge Runner Chariots, Corsairs. Totally fine stuff. Nothing too avant-garde out of the build, and we're going to at least threaten this point, make them interested, you know? You work in Tacoma every day. Yeah, we enjoyed the cities, though. You can see that until, yeah, hopefully the dragons don't win tournament. Like, every single tournament I've been to recently, it's like, oh, wow, a Chaos or Dragon list, a Chaos or High Elf Dragon list one. How exciting. I'm hoping that will change, because I love Warhammer the Old World, and I would love to get back into it. All right, are we going to get all 3 objectives here? That's pretty sweet. So we do see a Scourge on our chariot. It's going to start trying to snipe my caster, which is fine. Doesn't really matter too much. And I could go chase and harry a little bit. Power of Darkness activated, and we are moving up there. This objective is going to belong to us, and the Horseman can just kind of grab the old point. All right, so do we want to do anything out here, like call in a Seeker to like hammer these guys down? It's a little dodgy, but certainly not out of the realm of possibility. So form up, form up. We do see a Melkoth being activated on one of my skirmishers there. This map is very good for us, I think. It's very, very good. And wow, if we actually get that point, that's going to be sweet. It looks like my opponent's rotating out, and we just pull back after this. And can we get the objective? That would be a nice little points lead for us out of the gates. And we do get it. Nice. So now we can just hang out on the point for as long as possible. Moving out there is a bit of a trap. You know, it's not going to be good. So we're just going to wait and then run. Try and lure some of these guys off the objectives. There we go. Melkoths, I can start using it on whatever. Like Corsairs are a fine target. We can use it on Cold Knights. We do get a Medusa being called out too. It's pretty badass. Oh shit, I should have brought Fiends of SLAANESH. That's what I was missing in this build. God damn it. Okay, I could lose because of that. That's a big blunderooski for sure. All right, let's get all you guys there. We just retreat off the objective. We're up in points pretty hard right now, and Sigvald is going to go be a menace. I don't think my opponent has anything in their army that can kill Sigvald straight up. So he is going to go be an absolute terror in the night. Now, reinforcements, what do we want to call out? I actually don't hate the idea of the Exalted Demonettes. We're going to get them in back here and have them just like fight over this objective. My opponent is going to have to engage me one of these days. So we're going to get you guys back, try and hide on the other side of the trees. Sigvald's going to go chase that Medusa thing down. And these guys are just going to kind of chill out near the objectives. Let's get you here and see what we can get done. All right, Horsemen are just lurking. I'm getting poked by the dreaded Medusa. But I'm down to play this game. I'm down to be patient, just wait, and get you back as well. You back, and Horsemen can move up and do a little bit of poking. And Sigvald's just going to keep doing his thing. All right, let's move you guys around the outside. Here we can call in a Demonette here. So we're going to get a Demonette to roll over there and try and help out on the point. We got to like keep that pressure up, you know, just be kind of annoying in general. Sigvald is going to need to get on the Siren of Red Rune for sure. All right, so we are getting poked. The Demonettes do get afflicted by the dreaded Melkoths, which is a nice play. We're getting those Horsemen over to throw javelins, and now Sigvald's just going to chase that thing down all freaking day. All right. Cultists can get in combat. Sigvald just keeps chasing the Siren of Red Rune, and we're going to want to get you guys engaged here, you guys engaged here, and you guys pull over the top. All right, so Sigvald's just being annoying, basically. He is just being annoying. The Demonette's still on standby, so shields and shields moving up. Sigvald actually gets on top of the Siren of Red Rune and starts doing some big damage, which is great. So pull you guys down and under. The Cultist here is going to keep chasing. Letting Sigvald absorb damage is just very, very good. All right, so Demonettes start pursuing here. They can chase together and chase together. Now the Horsemen need to keep looping about. So Cultists get in combat here. Let's get the Hellscourge Warriors in there, and we do have the Shadowcaster at the ready. So we are up on points. Demonettes do close the distance there. I could call in some big shot cavalry here. He just used Melkoth, so now's a good time to get these guys. We're going to get him over here and see what we can get done. All right, Sigvald just chasing that Medusa is just God tier. It's very, very good for us. We can chase Marathi a little bit. The Demonettes are going to be good here, although those are Sisters of Slaughter, so we probably want to get the Melkoths on top of them. Try and wear them down, and we're going to get Sigvald on top of the Sisters of Slaughter there too. Seekers, going to hammer these, hopefully do their job, and value trading's even, which is bad for my opponent, right? If I am ahead on the value trade, then that's really good. And Demonettes of SLAANESH are pretty damn good fighters, actually, so they'll be able to get her done. We do also have the Exalted Demonettes waiting in the wings, so yeah. How are the Seekers doing? Seekers get in. Not doing that much against the Corsairs, actually. I'm a little bit underwhelmed by that. That's an unfortunate one. All right, so you guys move up there, move up here. Sigvald is going to go be a menace after that unit, and I accidentally de-hawk grouped these. I was like, why am I not selecting my cavalry? They should be there. All right, Demonettes, I think we need to get them active, so we're going to loop under, and we're going to call in a Hellstrider to go chase down that chariot and be annoying, and Forsaken as well. All right, Forsaken are coming. Sigvald going here. Let's get the Javelins on top of the Siren of Red Ruin. The Cultist should have enough charges now to use the summon, but I think we just use it here. And you know what? This is actually a good spot. We can do that right there. Medusa is chasing. Sigvald is hot on its tail, and we're going to run back here. Summon is out now. And let's get you guys in combat here. Yes, yes. So we're going to get you into those. Get the Demonettes chasing right there. Let's get you guys back. Seekers are still... Wow, they're really not killing those guys quick. Okay. I thought they would obliterate them, but I think I just got hit by a Soul Stealer. I think that's what that was. Those are going to be Witch Elves coming up, so we have the Forsaken to handle them. Exalted Demonettes are chewing in, and they do have a fight versus Witch Elves, which probably honestly is fine. How are we doing on value trading? Pretty good, actually. Hellstriders, any targets around here? We do have the Chariots. They're going to come in here, so we can definitely ramrod them. And our Melkoth Caster. All right, so let's go ahead and get those Witch Elves over there. Get some chaff units on them. Hellstriders do get on top of the Chariots, which is great. Let's keep throwing here. Sigvald is just keeping that expensive unit tied down. Wow, why are these Seekers dying against these units? Holy shit. They are getting wrecked. I mean, I saw them do well last game, but maybe my opponent is probably using some foul magic here. So let's get the Seekers across to see if they can help out here. All right, Horsemen need to get back. Melkoth Caster is chilling out. Sigvald is just going to keep chasing that Medusa. The Medusa is his best anti-infantry option, so if I could just keep that thing unlocked, then we're fine. All right, so let's get you guys in there. Yeah, the Exalted Demonettes, are they still fighting? They are, so they're in good shape. Let's get them on the Witch Elves there. And the Seekers need to bounce out here, get on these Corsair Archers. You guys can go start running down these Blackheart Corsairs. And Sigvald is on the hunt. He is being attacked by Witch Elves, which is fine. It's his favorite pastime. Let's get you guys out there. Infantry are still holding well in the points. And if I could like somehow wrestle this point for my opponent, that would be pretty sweet. So let's get all these infantry, move over here, go after the Corsairs. And Sigvald is dying to those Witch Elves. Holy shit, I did not expect that. All right, let's see if we can get him out of there, because if I lose Sigvald, that's very bad. Exalted Demonettes, yeah, we need to go save him right now. We're going to do Sweet Sorrow on him, try and get him out of there. The Exalted Demonettes are going to go rescue him. We'll unsummon some beat-up units. And now all of you guys are up on the point. So at least now we're threatening the back objective. Let's unsummon, get Forsaken running over there. And is Sigvald able to get away? He is. Exalted Demonettes close the distance. Now we can kind of bide our time and heal a little bit. And we have another Melkoth too. So what do we want to hit with Melkoth? Those are Dark Riders. Those are Witch Elves. I don't mind wearing them down. We are threatening this point with some good units. The Exalted Demonettes able to get to their prize. And let's get another Seeker unit. I think getting up quick and just stealing this objective is going to end the game. So that's going to be the idea. But how are we looking? All right, so Sigvald is good. We have Hellstriders. We can go get on the Dark Riders. Yeah, they're going to get afflicted by a little bit of evil magic. But Forsaken and company, getting her done. All right, so you guys get on the Sisters of Slaughter. You guys do this. We don't have another summon here. Seekers are going to come around the outside, prepare for a flank charge, unsummon you. And Sigvald is healing like an absolute Chad. He's doing great. Witch Elves are going to lose that fight, though. Yeah, you stay here. We can get the Sorcerer to help against the Witch Elves. Sigvald is going to need to help there as well. Let's come around the outside and see what we can find. Yeah, okay, so we're starting to steamroll here on this point. Let's keep looking with Seekers, see what engagements we can get. Call in some Furies to help out in the middle. And get another Melkoth right there on these ladies. All right, so the Melkoth is going down. Seekers are lurking around. Bunker busting this position can be quite good. Let's get the rear charge right there. It's going to be money. And we need to call in more infantry. Do we have anything? I guess Furies are coming. That'll do, Pig. So let's get Sigvald up on the point. Nice Soul Stealer, though. Very, very good. It's going to punish me pretty hard. Is that a Pit of Shades? I don't know. Let's get out of here. All right, so we're going to retreat. And do we steal the point yet? I got to stay on the point a little bit longer to make sure we get it. We're going to use Narcissism here to allow these guys to escape. So we're going to pull back. And the middle point is a little bit precarious. We have our Shadowcaster, Sigvald, and some units on the objective. The Furies need to be used to go tie down the Medusa, probably. And we need to get back on the point here. Let's do this. Call these Seekers back. And we're going to need to reinforce the middle, 100%. All right, so we're going to get the dudes. And do we have any more dudes to call in? We do not. Okay. The dude does abide here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit you with a little bit of this Razzle-Dazzle. That thing's tied down. Let's get the Seekers back over here. The Forsaken, did we actually steal that point? Shit, we never got it. That's really bad. That actually gives my opponent a fighting chance here. Because if we had gotten that, I think that would lock them down for a long time. Sigvald and the Furies are doing good. Seekers are coming across. Let's get more Hellscourge boys. And did he ever threaten my outside objective? I don't think so. Yeah, it's just kind of AFK over there. All right, let's see if we can get it. Seekers are on the way. They're being afflicted by foul magics. My opponent, putting a lot of resources into killing it, which is good. And infantry are coming. Very, very slowly, though. Very, very slowly. All right, let's get you guys into those. Capture weight is going to go to my opponent here. Forsaken are getting melted down. Very, very close game, actually. I do win on just 1 point, though. Okay, that's good. So at least we have that going for us. All right, let's get the Seekers on you. Sigvald and company are going to be grinding, and we do get in. Do a little bit of damage there. We're going to need more infantry, so let's go ahead and get some spears. Move spears over there. In you go. Yeah, they're having a good little fight there. They're doing a bit of damage. All right, let's go there. Forsaken still grinding out there, which is excellent, so that means I have some time to work with here. Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. Where are we going to go with that? Just wear down Dark Riders, I guess. That's all we really got. Sigvald and the boys are on the way over. If I can recapture the middle objective, I can probably win with a Helm's Deep, I'm thinking. Probably could win a Helm's Deep. All right, let's call you guys here. Get you guys on the Medusa. Get you on the Medusa as well. Sorcerer is doing its thing. And yeah, we should have the capture weight here now. I don't know why we don't. Okay, so let's get the infantry moving up. So a lot of capture weight is coming for us. That fight's going to go quite well, actually. And we do have Narcissism, so we definitely want to pop the Narcissism to make sure, make sure we can keep the capture weight of my opponent from getting to the objective. Let's get these Witch Elves. Get you, chase you off the objective here. Medusa's getting some beautiful shots, by the way. Really, really nice. And do we wear these guys down? They're shaken and stirred. Medusa's there. We can use another Melkos on them. Try and get them off. All right, so capture weight's coming back to us. We are in a single cap situation. We definitely call in a Fury to go win that side objective. But we're going to need to get our clutches back on this point, for sure. All right, Sigvald and company are doing it. We can use Narcissism to try and slow you down to prevent the capture weight. It's really Bronze Odia, but we need that objective. And a Fury will probably be able to get this done. Like, a Fury teamed up with this Marauder will beat that Corsair unit. So, all right, so we get the objective. The victory tickets are going. Now we have a shit ton of infantry here, so we just need to hold for a while. Let's get on the Medusa. Tie that shit down for now. Sigvald's grinding, and great. All right, so we're in this game. We are in it, ladies and gentlemen. Furies from the back, Marauders from the front, the classic business. We're going to go get our Sorcerers over here now, and you guys are going to charge into the back of that Corsair unit, hopefully win that fight. This objective belongs to us. Sigvald is very, very tanky here. He's going to take a long time to get rid of. So, yeah, the victory tickets are going in our favor, for sure. We're going to go ahead and do a Melkos out there as well, and get the Sorcerer to go help, because we need that point. Dark Riders here. And mainly going to be speedy boys getting called in at this point, right? Sigvald is, his grip is going to start to fumble here. What is he even fighting? He's fighting the Canid Assassins. It's a little bit scary for him. All right, so we do manage to get that objective. It is once again going to be a SLAANESH Helm's Deep. So what good units can we call in? Could get a Cultist, but that's going to take a while to get there. I guess a Demonette. We just need capture weight, really. All right, so Mrathi's hunting us. We're going to get away here. Looks fine. We still have enough on the middle point that it's pretty strong. Hellscourge Warriors are doing it, and Sigvald's fighting hard, man. He's putting in some work. He's no joke. All right, so Mrathi's trapped up. We're going to keep her trapped there, and we're going to get you. And call in one more Marauder, probably. And then for the rest of the game, it's going to be Fast Boys coming. And those are Sisters of Slaughter. So do I have enough for an Overcasted? I do not. Okay. So we're going to go get them with the Melkos. Sigvald, I mean, we're still holding on to this point. We're going to go park you right there. Sigvald is beating the Canid Assassins because, again, he's heavily armored. So that's going to be very favored for him. We're going to get you afflicted, and we're going to get you here. Unfortunately, I don't have Narcissism off cooldown. That would be really good. Sisters of Slaughter are going to be a bit of a problem. They are. We're going to get the big boy over there and start presenting a potential alternative. Melkos very, very clean. Let's get you there. Run you here. And we're going to need to just tarp at you for a moment. Medusa's coming in. We'll get the ladies on those as well. Okay, so we only need to hold for a little bit longer. We do have Sigvald out there. This point could definitely be stolen. My opponent doesn't have anything over there, so I think this is actually a better play. Just come here, get that point with like our 100 movement speed unit that my opponent is not going to be able to match to save their life. And the Sorcerer dying, yeah, it's not a huge deal. All right, so we're going to get the Sigvald moving over here. We have the capture weight here. Sigvald's going to get on that, and we're going to get you on there too. And we're going to just do SLAANESH things. So we might be able to just win on this point. We'll see. Medusa's very low. The Demonettes are doing great, by the way. They're doing really, really good. And that is a full health unit of Witch Elf, so... All right, so let's get you guys down here. Let's get Sigvald fighting here. We're going to just kind of hold on to that point and then call in another Hellstrider there, and that should just end the game. Because he's all in on this side, which we don't really give a shit about anymore. Let's move you there, and we're going to call a Horseman, which is even faster and cheaper. Not faster, but cheaper. And we're going to get this objective. So that's going to seal the deal. Because he'll get this one eventually because we didn't reinforce it. But, yeah, great. So that's fine. So we win. Yeah, we'll get this outside point. We have the Hellstriders here. Sigvald can take the Witch Elves on, and, yeah, then we just kind of... bonk these Dark Riders. We can even use the Narcissism to delay their arrival for a little bit longer here. We do see a Canid Assassin. And you guys arrive there. And we got it. Still got it, baby. Still got it. Let's go. 3-1, baby, with OP SLAANESH. I hope Turin ties in opponent points with me so we can fight. That'd be fun, dude. That'd be fun. I would love to. Let's see how we're looking. Looking fine. Any admin stuff we need to do? GG. The dreaded SLAANESH. Very dreaded indeed. So what did good? Cultist is fine. Seekers did all right, but I mean 500 value. You guys saw how limp the Seekers were over there, right? The Demonettes got 1,000 value. I mean they did even better. I'm kind of like, eh. All I learned today that Dark Elf passive triggers with full duration for new units that are summoned. Helps them a lot in late game. Oh, interesting. That is very, very massive, actually. All right, so let's see if we made top 4. Let's see how we're looking. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Slaanesh Cavalry haven't been cracked for me today. They still delete stuff in the right situations, but it's a little bit more flimsy. Okay, so let's report our score here. Your goat is in chat, boy. Yes, he is. Okay, so let's do 1-0 here. That's going to be Slaanesh. And Slaanesh versus Dark Elves. Okay, so let's report that. And then we need to give a tiebreaker to Lord Shaftesbury as well. Lord Shaftesbury, the Lord of the Shaft. Lord Shaftesbury, get the tiebreaker point. Almost done. And then we're going to be going to the top 4. So we got the semifinals and the grand finals coming up, which are going to be great. A lot of top tier players playing tonight, so you know the game quality is going to be good. You're going to see some sweaty tech. I'll get back to Age of Mythology someday. Yeah, it's not like I'd rather play Lord of the Rings. You know, that's kind of my jam. Yeah, I do get 1 tiebreaker point for my buy-round opponent, so let's see how that affects things. And refresh this. Okay, so we got 1 game still going, which could affect tiebreakers. I think Anticity is in. My tiebreakers were too weak. I did do well, but our tiebreakers were too weak. We have 1 win from one player. We have 1 win from another. And Bostos is the only reason I have some buy round points, basically. Oh, shit. Where'd Bostos? Oh, Bostos struggled too. Okay. So, yeah. Let me show you guys what happened to me. So I ended up going 3-1. Okay. My hope, if Bostos had done well today, we would have made top 4. But unfortunately, Bostos didn't do well. Lord Shaftesbury only has 1 win, and my other tiebreaker, Killian, gave me a couple points, but we just got absolutely wrecked by tiebreakers today. Holy shit, that's not good. So it looks like top 4 is going to be Oishi, Own Goal, Anticity, and Apostate Prostate here. Yeah. Slaanesh seem really good, though. I don't even know how to play them, and I was able to go 3-1 and almost make top 4 in a very good tournament. So I think they're still an S-tier faction. Oishi's playing them today also, and he's undefeated. Oishi, I think, has 4 wins. So, yeah, that's pretty sweaty. Anticity sent me down to the pits by beating my tiebreaker, dude. How evil are you? Evil Anticity. All right, let's refresh this. Are we ready? Have you ever tried a competitive ambush or siege tournament? It's not really possible. Those formats are just terrible for competitive. All right, so we are just out of the top 4. Tzeentch is fine, Udas. Yeah, Tzeentch is good and competitive. They're not like a top tier. They're kind of a lower mid-tier faction, but they can totally win tournaments. Yeah, so you're chilling. All right, we have Apostate, Anticity, and Anticity. Who are you playing? You're playing Orcs? I think we got to watch your Orcs. Give me the charity points, SP6. Yeah, I'm in the same position as you. I am, yeah. It's pretty good. Really, really fun tourney. I had a great time playing Slaanesh. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing something a little bit different than what we usually do. 100% Slaanesh got buffs and Seekers are not banned. Yeah, though Pavane hurts him a lot, which I think is warranted. Pavane is such a point and click and just I win the game button. It's like, oh, your Lord's slightly out of position. That's a shame. All right, advance to top 4. And but it's cool. Yeah, if we get Slaanesh in a position where they're playable and then their DLC comes out, then hopefully we're good. Gilderaki won with Lizards. Rise, champion of the old ones, rise. All right, so we're going to cast a Kraken King game. It's going to be fun. So we got Prostate. He makes me say that out loud every time. Versus Anticity. And Own Goal versus... All right, so we got our top 4. Let me see what the matches are going to be, actually, before we decide what we're going to cast. I think we'll do an Anticity game, because that'll be fun. Oishi is playing Slaanesh against Own Goal on the other side. Lobby code, please. And send me a lobby code, man. Oh, you're on Vampire Counts. Hell yeah, let's go. I'm hyped for this. This is going to be fun. Hell yeah. Or are you on Orcs? Somebody was saying you were playing Orcs today. I played a ladder game and got Valkia, Pavane, and Tar Pitted immediately. Yeah, that's why the ladder is truly forbidden. All right, guys, we got it. No more need for Owen Wilson here. He's just saying hi real quick. B6, thank you for becoming a channel member. I could have sworn you were already a channel member, but thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Great way to support the channel, by the way. is to do the dreaded membership sold on over on old YouTube. You get the cool green name in chat. Yes, it's glorious. So, Vampire Counts versus Chorfs. Ooh, that's a fun matchup. I love this one. It's very good. Apostate is a very good Chorf. Probably one of the best Chorf players in the community right now, so that's going to be cool. Oh, that's some good water right there. I was getting real thirsty. I'm going to make some dinner tonight. We're going to do like teriyaki chicken or something. That sounds bomb. Some teriyaki chicken with rice and green onions. Hell yeah, man. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, ladder is better now than it's been in the past, but there's still some very cheesy builds that you can abuse on ladder. Yeah. And you get a cool symbol next to your name, that's right. I was until I lost my card and you got canceled. Ah, no worries, B6. No worries. Well, hopefully you're enjoying being a tournament host. I've been seeing you hosting B6, which is great. Which is awesome. Hopefully you're able to find some, get some events going in your time zone, wherever you may live. Vampire Counts versus Chorfs typically is a monster mash. YouTube channel or Twitch sub, it's the same thing, really. It's just whatever your preference is. Yeah, YouTube is my primary platform, obviously, but we just started streaming on Twitch, so still learning the ropes over there. But whatever you prefer, really. Whatever you prefer. Easy 405, they're both great. You need some Dune still suit when streaming. Yeah. I need a Dune still suit that feeds me pierogies. Instead of like drinking water out of it, it just has like a rotator belt of pierogies going into my mouth. Give me some of those. All right, I'm about to make all of you guys hungry right now. You ready for this? Oh, God. Oh. This is the food of the gods, by the way. Where are we at? Look at these pierogies with caramelized onions and bacon bits on top, and then there's like some sour cream over there, and they're just filled with like potatoes and some sort of a meat. Oh God. Oh. These things are so good. It makes me weep tears. I know. God damn. Yeah. It's so good. Well, my wife is Polish. I've had a Polish fever for many years. My wife is Polish, so let's get it, man. Yeah, it happens, Walnuts. It happens. It's like the 5th stream you've gotten. You've heard about pierogies. Yeah. You guys would love that. You'd love it. All right, here we go. Oh, now I'm thinking about food. I'm having trouble focusing on the game. You've had the stomach flu for 3 days, and I'm showing you this now. Hopefully you feel better, boss. Hopefully you feel better. All right, guys, we got Heinrich Kemmler. Oh, I love it. Triple sword, Blood Knight. How is he going to win against Fireglaves? You're half Polish, so I totally get the pierogi thing. That's right, Chris. Good man. Good man. You got my back. I love it. Yeah, for my birthday, my wife is going to make some pierogis out here in old California, so that's going to be super fun. Ladies and gentlemen of the old world, welcome to the semifinals of today's tournament. We have the Kraken King with his typical tactics of mass cavalry, but he's going to be using sword and board Blood Knights against Chaos Dwarves. Now that seems very risky to me against Fireglaves, but man oh man, I'm hyped for it. We got Heinrich Kemmler cackling with his Raised Dead and Invocation. Corpse Carts on the high ground, going to be backed up with some White Kings and Zombies, but this is a truly forbidden build by Antiquity, guys. Triple Blood Knights with sword and board. Now, over here for the forces of the Dowie Tsar, one of my favorite armies in Warhammer in general, it's going to be the Immortals backed up by Fireglaves. So Fireglaves are pretty badass. These guys, of course, have really good ranged armor-piercing shooting, so they should, in theory, they're a hard counter against the Blood Knights. Because if they get attacked up close, they have armor-piercing halberds. But, I mean, it would be better for the Blood Knights up close, too, because they have a bonus towards infantry, so it kind of goes both ways. But avoiding being shot by these is going to be very, very hard. Sorcerer Prophet of Fire with Burning Head, and yeah, Infernal Guard and Elite Troops. I love this dwarf build. This build is super badass. And yeah, the battle is on. Objective number 3 is going to be captured by the zombies immediately, and over here, this objective is going to be captured by the zombies as well. A different kind of zombie, Orc Laborers as well. So yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, Ukraine also has its own style of like dumplings. You know, that's kind of a thing in a lot of Eastern European countries. They have. Like Poland has a very distinct style of its pierogis, and Ukraine has its own style as well. I've had the Ukrainian ones as well. They're great. They're amazing. All right, guys. So the Blood Knights arrive up on the point, and the Dowie Tsar are going to need to immediately move up and deal with this probably. I guess they could do a bit of a build-up, but they want to get up with those guns and shoot them off that point and do some work. Yeah, Veroniki, I think that's what it was. That sounds really familiar. It might be that. Sounds familiar. Oh, man, and we have the dreaded Black Coach. Holy shit, Anticity bringing out all the big guns here today. So the Black Coach, in theory, is very good against elite infantry, like Blazing Beards, like the Immortals, the Infernal Guard Fireglaves. It's going to be good against those, for sure. All right, so objective number 1 here is going to be getting set up here for the Chaos Dwarves. And here comes the fight. White Kings moving on the middle objective. Anticity going to be calling out zombies and chaff units to move there. Black Coaches do require a lot of micro to be good, but it's a good thing we are watching the number 1 ranked world defending champion here, Anticity, use it. Because he, of course, won the last major championship, so he is the current world champ. Black Coaches on the way in, and they're going to be farming kills against these units here, which is great. Because the Black Coach, it builds up strength the more kills it gets. So if it's able to just farm like shithouse units like these guys in the back, this is like a power fantasy for the Black Coach. You can see it's already building up its intensity, getting its damage resistance and other goodies. And the Chaos Dwarves actually call in a Hobgoblin Bolt Thrower. Interesting, all right. Now, Blood Knights are encircling the army. They're working around the outside, looking to stay away from the Fireglaves. Whereas in the middle, we do see the elite Dawizar infantry getting in there, and that's going to be really bad for the White Kings. The Fireborn here, the Kadai Fireborn are anti-infantry armor-piercing monsters, so they're going to be able to take down the White Kings over time. Burning Head activated, so there's going to be a Burning Head. Now, this is only 400 gold, but, wearing these guys down is going to be very good. We do see the Chaos Dwarves giving them a warm welcome to the battlefield as they do get roasted there and take a little bit of damage, but at the end of the day, probably not worth it. That's only 400 gold, and he probably did like 75 gold worth of damage there. So now in the backfield, the Black Coach is pushing in. The Blood Knights have done a full circle here. One of them is going to be waiting to pressure the objective, and are they going to be getting on top of the Fireglaves? Immediately, the Fireglaves are going to be opening up, so the Dawizar guns are going to be singing. Blood Knight's going to be eating a lot of damage there as these badass bearded boys continue fighting their good fight there. So, why are they not shooting anymore? Okay, they're reforming the ranks, and we do get Hobgoblins moving in, but the Blood Knights do get into the backfield. They are able to run over laborers, beat down the Wolf Riders. Sneaky Gets are going to be dying also, and the Bolt Thrower is probably going to be taken offline too. Now, if Heinrich Kemmler could get over here, drop a zombie summon, and tar pit those guns, that would be an S-tier play. Meanwhile, up on the high ground, the other Blood Knights cycle charging in, trying to do damage against the chaff units, but they are forced back. Over on the middle, the objective is owned by the Vampire Counts, the Crypt Horrors, the zombies, all these other bad boys have been able to get here, and they have wrestled that objective from the very small force of the Dawizar, because that's 5 capture weight plus 3 plus 3, and it looks like the vampires just have more in general on this objective. All right, so how's the Blood Knight engagement going in the backfield? The Blood Knights were able to wear down a lot of the chaff units, obviously killing several units of laborers. Now the Hobgoblin Bolt Thrower is going to go offline, and the other Blood Knights have moved into combat with the Infernal Guard, but also we get the Black Coach moving in. So the Black Coach has moved in. It is an anti-infantry chariot with armor piercing. So most likely we will start seeing some casualties on the Fireglaves. If Heinrich Kemmler is able to come over and assist in this fight, use the Invocation of Nehek to resurrect and heal the Blood Knights, and also provide the Chaos Tomb Blade to resurrect models, and another Blood Knight comes in, and man, those Infernal Guard get sandwiched by the Knights of Red Keep. Absolute Chad play from Anticity here, using these units against something which theoretically counters them to very, very good effect. But the Fireglaves do get punished by the Black Coach and company, and the Chaos Dwarves definitely in a dodgy position. We do see some Black Knights waiting back here, not really super active, but up on the high ground, there are some Infernal Guard Fireglaves trying to put some firepower down and wear down the Blood Knights over time. Some of the Blood Knight units are getting quite beat up, but remember, Vampiric Healing is no joke. The big old healing being activated on the blobs of Blood Knights is very, very, very strong. All right, over towards Objective 1. Vampire Counts are actually doing pretty well on this point, considering that a lot of the power for the Chaos Dwarves. Sorcerer Prophet, Kadai Fireborn, Blazing Beards of Basharik, but White Kings are incredibly strong characters, and the Chaos Dwarves are going to need to find a way to wrestle this objective. We do see the Giga Chad Immortals. These guys are really good in this matchup. It's one of the few matchups in which you want to bring elite infantry. For the Chaos Dwarves, that is, because they do fire damage. So they're going to wreck these Crypt Horrors in combat. When the Infernal get into sustained fighting, the Infernal Ironsworn here, the Immortals, get sustained combat versus the Crypt Horrors, it's going to be only a matter of like a minute or two before these Crypt Horrors are killed. And we do start to see Objective 2 flipping. Not quite. Vargulf is on the way in, and now let us go ahead and assess the rest of the situation. The Blood Knights have kind of asserted dominance over the backfield. Anticity did use Heinrich Kemmler to drop a zombie summon on top of the Fireglaves, which is such a god-tier way of shutting them down. And then the Blood Knights are going to be coming across, and they'll probably kill them in combat, honestly. With the Black Coach in here and the zombies absorbing a lot of the halberd attacks, that allows the Black Coach as well as the Blood Knights to really feast like the heathen kings of old. All right, so moving across here, we do see Blood Knights taking down the Hobgoblin Wolf Rider bows. So a bit of a blunder there by old Apostate to send those guys to their doom. Black Knights coming from the high ground, getting a charge into some very stalwart, very angry Infernal Guard. And the Infernal Guard don't really give a shit. They have charge defense, they barely take any damage, and they will beat those Black Knights in combat. Now back towards the middle, Crypt Horrors get wrecked by the Infernal Ironsworn, the Immortals. Mortals chopping through zombies now, but we do see the Dwarfish units here starting to stand a little bit alone. The Blazing Beards of Basharak finally get terrified and run down when they're at like 10%. And now the Dwarven Lord could be in a position where he could be killed. The Vargulf is a really good character assassin. It has high melee attack, really good mobility, and if it's able to sit on top of the Sorcerer Prophet, that could be an absolute disaster here for the forces of the Dowie Tsar. In the backfield, Orc Laborers and Hobgoblin Wolf Rider bows trying to move up as we do get some Bull Centaurs with Grey Opens being called out. So this could be a momentum shift for the Chaos Dwarves. If they can keep their Lord alive, get the Bull Centaurs up here, while also holding their back objective, which it looks like they are. We do see the Infernal Guard, they're able to hold that one very well. Stabilizing some of the guns could be quite big too. But the Blood Knights are being run down here. Yeah, they're -8 leadership. They're not an anti-large unit. So fighting against the Bull Centaur Renders is going to be incredibly tough for them. So we will see what is going to be going down. Immortals fighting up at the point, but being overwhelmed by the Knights, the Black Coach, Crypt Horrors. There's many things that are very good against them, but they have already gotten about 1,000 value and much more to give as well. They just are such a strong unit. They don't have good AP values though, so they will struggle a little bit against the Black Coach's 80 or 90 armor that it does have. And remember, the Black Coach, guys, also is sitting with a ward save too. I'm trying to get you the tooltip here. Give it to me, Precious. It should be at like its max ward save right now, so we'll see. We'll check in later, but yeah. This is probably the game-ending play though, where Anticity is going to be going to the finals. We do see the Sorcerer Prophet of Fire getting absolutely run down by this giant vampire gorilla. So I think that's going to be probably taking the Dowie Tsar out of the game, as Anticity still has a fair amount left. He's got his Blood Knights online still, another unit of Black Knights, and a Blood Knight, which still has 32 models, making them very, very combat efficient. And Anticity is just being an absolute predator here on the battlefield, just running into the backfield. The Bolt Thrower is going to be taken offline once again. The Dwarvish Lord does get taken down, so that's like a really good example of how a good player can make a build that looked like it got countered, like perform well. Like his timing, the very patient positioning up through the high ground, coming into the gun line on the flanks where they didn't have good line of sight with the hills. All of that stuff was very, very good. Yeah, it's an adorable little vampire dog. Now, the Bull Centaurs are good. They do manage to crumble the Crypt Horrors, but they are being tar-pitted by some chaff as well, right? No, not really. So maybe they'll be able to win this one. We'll have to see. Blood Knights get into the backfield, able to run down the Hobgoblins, and these Blood Knights now are going to be surging in and getting it done. So there they go. Bolt Throwers are going to be offline. All right, so that's another pick. Bolt Throwers are what, 650? So just getting an instant kill in this unit is very cost effective. And the Bolt Throwers are actually good against Blood Knights and monsters as well, but in this situation, I don't think it matters too much. Vargulf, Vampire Gorilla, the big old adorable puppy of the Vampire Counts, is able to get some bonks down, and you can see that the Bull Centaur Renders, which actually use them in tabletop, they're pretty fun. They're getting taken to Pound Town here by this Vampire Gorilla. Back towards objective number dose, ladies and gentlemen. We do see it going to the forces of Count Chocula. Anticity going to be sending in countless legions of the dead and Crypt Horrors as well. And the Dowie Tsar are just looking very, very tough. So, interestingly enough, I have played this matchup against Vampire Counts many times. I actually do not bring Infernal Guard Fireglaves. I bring mostly elite infantry with Mass Kadai Fireborn. It's much more effective than I think what Apostate was doing. Because vampires can use Fellbats and zombie summons to shut down your shooting. But if you have like elite infantry with Infernal Guard, or excuse me, with the Kadai Fireborn on top of them, it's just like vampires have almost no answer for it. Because Kadai Fireborn beat Blood Knights, the sword and board version. They're going to beat Crypt Horrors, all the chaff units. So like triple Kadai Fireborn with elite infantry and a Bale Taurus Lord, or even like Astrogoth, is much stronger than what we saw here, in my opinion, as the Chaos Dwarf main. All right, so over here, we do see the Hobgoblin Sneaky gets moving up, two of them. Bolt Thrower manages to stabilize. The Blood Knights almost get it offline, so very, very good stabilization. But Anticity has had the objectives for a long time, and this is already a triple cap situation for the Chaos Dwarf. So in order to win the game, the Dowie Tsar need to get all three objectives. Good luck with that. Heinrich Kemmler, White Kings, Corpse Carts. There's no real stopping power for the Chaos Dwarves left, just a couple really low leadership units that are going to fold up against like the chaff, really. So Giga Chad Crypt Horrors moving in. They got their beaten sticks, and the Bull Centaur Renders are going to be forced back right now. Hobgoblins, they got their little daggers out, but their leadership is so low. Their base leadership is 45. Of course, they get a buff by being near the Infernal Guard Fireglaves, but yeah, GLHF there. This game's pretty much over, in my opinion. The value is even, which massively favors Vampire Counts because of all the healing that they have. So they're going to be just naturally ahead because of that. And now Anticity is going to be summoning out the Smeagol's, the creepy golems. So here they go. They're going to be running across. There they go. Heading over towards objective number 1. So that's going to be 5 capture weight on this point. Chaos Dwarves actually have no capture weight there now, so it's going to be a big threat. And if he calls in the gremlins and then calls in like a dire pack or like a dog unit to get that point, it's going to be all she wrote. So, yeah, GG, well played. I think it's over. Chaos Dwarves are pretty much fully routed. I mean, their lines have been broken. The battlefield has been decided. All 3 objectives now belong to the forces of Anticity here in a moment, as his Crypt Ghouls are going to be arriving. And those Blood Knights didn't hear no bell whatsoever. 1,100 value on them. They actually managed to get on top of the freaking bolt thrower in the 4th quarter there. So that's it. GG, well played. I don't see any chances. Think it's over. Not my first rodeo. We do see the Sorcerer Prophet here, but he's not going to be able to do anything against the White Kings and the Vargulfs and all that stopping power. That is for damn sure. What are the Chaos Dwarves even calling in? See, he calls in a Fireglaive unit, which is cute, but there's so many vampires back here that it's going to get tar pitted in melee, and Heinrich Kemmler is going to just laugh all the way in his evil necromancer laugh and just drop a zombie summon on their head. And they're not going to have a good time. So here comes the zombies. The dead rise from the earth. Here they come, reaching up from the tile and the terracotta here. And that's going to be the Herald of Doom in this game. So Anticity is going to be going on to face either Oishi or Own Goal. Literally, like, we have like the top 4 players. Well, Apostate's very good, but I wouldn't say top 4 there, but very, very strong player. But we have the top 3 players like in the world kind of in the top 4 right now. So it's very, very fun. Early look at what we could be seeing on the, I forgot to check value. I was so excited about the top 4 thing in the finals. So finals, let's do this and do that. And we're going to invite you here. And here we go. Finals. And let's see who won on the other side, if it's completed yet. It is not. Yeah, I mean, knowing Own Goal, his games tend to go very, very long. So we might have a little bit of time. Okay. Domination mode is upon us. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Oishi on SLAANESH is really scary. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Ent will do. Does anybody know what Own Goal is playing tonight? What old Tim was playing? Anybody have any idea? Do let me know. Forest Hunter, I know. It's very brutal in retrospect, but it's the truth. Yeah. Is Apostate, is he top 4? Let me look on leaderboard. So when I say top 4, though, I'm talking like these are players who have won major events. You know, in order for me to kind of put you in the top 4 in the world, you're going to need to be a player who has won a major, like in recent times. You know, I'm not talking like Warhammer 2 or early Warhammer 3, but in the past like year or two, right? Because major events are the staple of like the top tier players. You need to win a major. Like winning these nightly tournaments is one thing. But yeah. Scafforim, we're literally in the grand finals right now. Yeah, we're in the grand finals right now. So Ent has won a major event. Own Goal has won a major event. And Oishi, I don't know if Oishi's won a major event, but they've come close several times. Yeah. So Oishi is going to be looking for their first major event soon. Yes. So grand finals time. We're just waiting for the other side. Felcon is definitely a goat of Warhammer 2. He's one of the goats of the olden days. Not so much of the modern rendition of the game, but yeah, he doesn't really play anymore, I don't think. He was very fun to watch. I was a big Felcon enjoyer during his prime time. Okay, let's finalize this. And that's good. So I got to finalize the tournament so the data gets fed into the website. Own Goals on the Empire tonight? That's fun. Hell yeah. I would love to see Empire versus Vampire Counts. It's actually a really fun dynamic matchup. That means we get to see the Black Lions and some other cool tech as well. All right, so just hanging out. And cool. Just doing some admin stuff here. Houseplant, I think life got in the way, you know. Houseplant was 100% the GOAT of the early era of Warhammer 3 competitive. Like when Warhammer 3 first came out, and for that, like, you know, first 5 or 6 seasons, Houseplant was definitely the GOAT. He was dominating pretty much everybody. The only person who was actually taking seasons and games off him was Voidlaws. Voidlaws is incredibly good, obviously. So, but yeah, he's not around anymore either, to my knowledge. I don't know, maybe he plays Land Battle. Who knows? Oh, this is so good and tasty. Had a lot of fun with SLAANESH tonight, though. Honestly, that faction rules. Fast and furious, man. Oishi and own goal. Their game is going to literally take as long as humanly possible. When done. There we go. They're going to find a way to make it take as long as humanly possible. Season finals are coming together nicely. I think we have most of the players confirmed. Unfortunately, there was one player who couldn't make that date, but it's pretty common. So we have, yes, they are arriving. Outstanding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we got to confirm 2 more players. How do you stop Anticity? Well, I mean, did he win a game, lose a game today? I mean, somebody had beat him earlier. Bostos actually beat him. The guy who beat me as well was beat Anticity earlier, but then Anticity had strong enough tiebreakers. He came back and went 3-1. Major events are not SFTs. No, definitely not. SFTs are like a casual competitive format. Oh, he lost to Tim earlier. Was it Tim? Okay, never mind. It wasn't Bostos. It was Tim. So the grand finals, the season finals are really sweaty. Best of 3, best of 5, with standard pick and ban systems. So players will play multiple factions per series. It gets going. Yeah, Andrew, I know. There's too many playlists. I gotta iron that out. Void Laws was like the John Jones of Total War competitive, just like always shooting himself in the foot with activities outside of the actual game. Although, even though it was the game, but yeah, he's the John Jones, So, how are we looking? Okay. Outstanding. And where are we going? Anticity waits atop his throne of skulls. He's here with his... I mean, vampires are about that skull life as well. I don't know if I'd rather face Empire or SLAANESH. It depends on the map, Ent. If you get a map with a lot of obfuscation, like line of sight blocking, I don't know. I think you'd probably want to take your bets with the Empire, right? I don't know. That's really tough. Yeah, John Jones did officially retire. Yeah. He did. The duck, I know. I actually do think Tom Aspinall would have beat him. I do think he would have. Tom Aspinall just seems like a good dude. I'm a big fan of his. The heavyweight division in the UFC is so haggard, though. Like, the depth of the UFC heavyweight division. Like, every time they're like, "All right, guys, let's drag Cyril Gane out of the depths to fight our fight for the championship again." Now, don't get me wrong; he's a great fighter and everything, but there's not a lot of depth in that division. That's for sure. You want to try your hand at SLAANESH? Yeah, SLAANESH, like, if you can endure the sniping, you could probably, like, win with the Mortis engine on the right map. I don't really know, though. Lost Empire earlier, and it was really close. Yeah, oftentimes with them, did you lose on points, or did you lose on the battlefield? Yeah. Okay, well, now that SLAANESH doesn't have Pavane, it's much easier to keep your Lord alive. When the Pavane was active, it was brutal, It was brutal. You're not allowed to stream my games anymore. I get stage fright. Oh, is that true? Well, if that's the case, then you just let me know. If there's options and you actually do get stage fright, if there's another game to cast in the tournament, like the other side, I can do that. Just let me know. Yeah, you just let me know, boss. You've carried the Dawizar torch very proudly. You've done very well. Yeah, playing on stream is stressful. I got a taste of that in Grubby's event, but it was a much larger scale. Yeah, that was a stressful tournament, but it was very fun. Yeah, very fun. All right, let's see. All right, they're done. Okay, Oishi was able to win. Oishi with the steel chair. So it's going to be SLAANESH versus Vampire Counts in the grand finals. There we go. We have the dreaded duel between Korea and Canada here. Anticity representing the North. And Oishi is from Korea as well. Finals are best of 1. So this is like more of a casual tournament. This is called an SFT. These are tournaments that, still the best players in the world play in them. But it's more of a place to sharpen your blade. Because you play you play one faction all the way through. You get to like stress test them against other good players. You don't have to worry about a pick and ban system, which we usually have for our higher level events. Not even higher level, but more competitive formatted events. Yeah. But normally it's just all best of one. It's just meant to be quick. Not because our tournaments back in the day, holy shit, man, in Warhammer 2 and in early Warhammer 3, most of our tournaments before we discovered how popular the single faction tournament format was were like 5-6 hours long, 7 hours sometimes. It was just balls deep length. Anticity, let me know what the map is, by the way. Let me know map when done. All right, so they're going to do that. We might do an FFA after. I'm down for that. Yeah, I'm down. We'll see how long this takes, but we could do a forbidden FFA. All right, what do we got? Vampires versus SLAANESH. Both pretty quick factions, honestly. The Warhammer 2 tournaments were even more forbidden because of the rule break shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, I do not miss that. I do not miss it. Those were like the Wild West times of the rules too. I feel like probably the people who probably still play Land Battle now don't have as many rule breaks. But also, to my knowledge, the Land Battle community as it exists now doesn't put money into any of their prize pools. So that's going to get rid of a lot of the rule breaks. Because we used to put like $50 to $100 on even just regular tournaments. And obviously the finals and the more competitive events would have bigger prize pools too. So Land Battle, I think when there's big money involved, it gets very degenerate. At least in my experience, it did. Yeah. SFT is very accessible for you as a new player. Yeah. Yeah, the 6-7 hour casts were pretty deep. Double elimination tournaments with a pick and ban system were brutal. Oh my god. But we still have cash in our domination scene. We have it in the major events. So the smaller events are qualifiers for the major events, and that's where all the money is. But we have financials. We have not big, but decent prize money for our season finals and our championship events. And we don't run into any issues with degeneracy in domination mode because it doesn't require player-made rules to, play the game. It's an enclosed game. Probably the worst situation would have been smurfing, like people smurfing and then obviously like disconnecting on purpose and trying to get restarts. But we haven't had that in ages. It's been a long time. Okay. So what's going on here? Perfect. Applebee's, dude. You guys want an Applebee's tournament? I wonder, do you guys think if I actually reached out to corporate Applebee's, I could get like a sponsorship? Probably not. That would be interesting though. Pretty good T4 for a weekly. Could be this. I know this is really competitive on goal. Yeah. Are you the moderator for these major events? Yeah, I am. Yeah, usually. Yeah. So like, even if I qualify during a season, I always take myself out so I can be objective, and I never play in my championship events. Own goal is void. That would be the ultimate tricks, though. Oh my god. Yeah. It's wild shit, man. Yeah, but I moderate the championship events usually, yeah, because it's done through our website, and then obviously the Creative Assembly ones I organize those as well. Applebee's sponsorship. I don't know. The problem is you'd actually have to present Applebee's as a desirable location to visit. That's the hardest part because it'd be hard to. I mean, I could probably deadpan it, but you guys would all know I'm just memeing on it, right? It's probably not. I mean, look, some attention is better than no attention, right? Like Applebee's, if they can get like I have gone to places because of it being a gag and it being a ridiculous experience to laugh about. Welcome to the Applebee's Total War Invitational, yeah. Oh god, own goal. No, it begins. We just need to buy our own Applebee's. Oh my god. I don't know. It might be possible. I'm actually going to Google that right now. Where the hell did he go? Did he leave? He rejoined the lobby. Okay, he's having an error, so we need to go to his lobby. Okay, so here we go. We have joined. Getting an error. That's very strange. Interesting. Okay, so let's see what's cooking here. Applebee's sponsorship. Applebee's sponsorship. Okay. Oh, okay. I found out where you can apply. Sponsorship request for Applebee's. We are looking. Oh, wait, is this a job? No, I don't want to apply to a job there. Hold on. What is your organization Instagram? And what is your organization's Facebook handle? Okay, I don't have either of those. Does a YouTube channel work? Huh. Doing good in the neighborhood. Okay. Yeah, it looks tricky. I don't know if we could get him to sponsor us. It's looking a little bit precarious there. I feel like Wendy's and Total War players have some overlap. Yeah, fast food in general probably with gamers. Yeah, it looked tricky. I mean, you'd probably have to reach out to a PR person at Applebee's and try and negotiate with them separately. Oh my God, that'd be so funny. Okay, we'll get Applebee's to do like a... maybe an Applebee's restaurant could like throw a party for the winner. So if you win, like you go to your Applebee's and they like throw a party for you. Yeah, and I'll be there too. I'll be like, hanging out. Just eating the little chicken wings that they have, whatever the hell it is. With the hot dog eating. Oh, your hot dog eating competition. That would be a really funny thing to do, actually. You guys want to have a Total War, people who stream Total War can do a hot dog eating competition. So we'll get all the people who are involved in streaming and making videos in the YouTube community for Total War and have a hot dog eating contest. So it'd be like Indie Pride, myself, Lionheart. We get Legend of Total War in there. Who do you guys think, of all the Total War Dob plays, all the G's, of all of the Total War people who make videos and stream, who do you think could eat the most hot dogs? And if you guys say anyone other than me, I'm going to be very disappointed. Oh shit, but they're okay. I actually just thought of a couple of people who could probably eat more than me in the Total War community. Yeah. I think I know someone who could probably eat more than me. There's some people out there. You think Legend could eat the most hot dogs? Yeah? What gives you that idea? Platypus would? Oh yeah, Platy would. Yeah, he's like 6'7". Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm talking people who, I don't think Platy's active anymore. You think Anticity could pack those hot dogs away? Would Anticity be like the Kobayashi guy, that like Japanese dude who's like small and ripped, can just eat like 60 hot dogs? You're saying skinny guys dominate the competitive eating? Oh, skinny Asian guys. You think Legend, he has so much anger and tenacity? Oh, interesting. I think I could put down a lot. If it really came down to like fisticuffs, I think I would be a contender, but I don't know if anybody could beat... yeah. Like I've seen some of the other... Yeah, Italian Spartacus could probably eat more hot... I think Italian Spartacus and Lore Master of Sotek could probably put down the most hot dogs. Sparty's like a pretty big athletic guy who works out a lot. And Sotek is also a bigger gentleman. He's like tall. Sotek is tall. He's like a tall, big guy. I've seen him in person. I think Sotek would be a big contender too. I do have determination. I was a college athlete. I've done a lot of martial arts and shit. I think I could push through it, but anatomy comes in eventually, Yeah. There's a restaurant in Denver called Pierogi Factory. Oh, I'll check that out. Your high school calculus teacher was a professional eater. Dude had some watermelon record or some shit. Watermelons? Okay. I've never tested to see how many hot dogs I can eat. Maybe on the 4th of July I will. Well, I don't want to get sick for no reason. If there's going to be a hot dog eating situation, it needs to be like for something. Like, oh, dude, we should do a hot dog eating contest for charity with all the Total War creator people. Oh, that'd be sick. We'd have to have it on camera and have like uniform rules about hot dog size and everything. But that would be hilarious. Oh, that's actually an idea. Maybe Creative Assembly would get involved. Oh, I don't know if I could pitch that to them though. Although maybe you could pitch it to Creative Assembly if we like all dress up like obese characters from Total War. Like I could be Grom the Paunch, We could have someone dress up as Greasus. Oh shit, dude! Now we're getting into it. Yeah. Just start the baseball challenges. Go baseball games, 9 innings, 9 beers, 9 hot dogs. Holy shit. Sir Nicholas, that's right. Oh, man. Siegs, Jesus, dude. Oh, man. Well, let me think about this one. I don't know. Yeah, one of us could dress up as the Great Unclean One. That'd be so funny, dude. Oh my god. Do you think we could get people on board for that? I think Italian Spartacus would do it for sure. I know he would. I think he would do it. Because the last time we did it, he literally dressed up like a hot dog. You know? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the build. So, looking at the build of Anticity, it's a super elite build. Holy shit. Mass Graveguard. I'm surprised he doesn't have the corpse cart that gives magic damage. That would be really good with this build against the demons. And then we do have the Strigoi Ghoul King with Spirit Leech. Oh, pure sniping. Really, really good. I love this by Anticity. Using the Strigoi Ghoul King as a sniping engine because he has 2 of the better snipe spells in the game is brilliant. Alright, we have a Mortis engine right here. And then on the other side, it's going to be Blood Knights with Lances and more Graveguard as well. So, looking at the old Oishi, the powerhouse from Korea, it is going to be a chaff-centric front line. Azazel up in the sky. Now, Azazel's more of an elusive target, a little bit harder to snipe than the greater demons, but he does have less HP, so if he does get hit, it's going to be a problem. Nothing in Oishi's build can counter the Mortis engine. That's one issue. There's no throwing weapons, nothing of that regard. And the rest of the core here for Oishi is going to be Skirmish Cavalry. Well, not Skirmish Cav, but Seekers and Hellstriders. So a lot of mobility there. Seekers should be pretty good in theory against the Graveguard. We'll have to see how those guys pan out there. It is a Foot Strigoi, yeah. He's a tricky one to snipe. He is an armor-piercing magic damage fighter, so relevant against the Slaaneshi demons, for sure. Slaanesh on the backside, yeah, okay. Now we're getting Marauder Horsemen. I was concerned that Oishi had no answer here, but he does indeed have some Marauder Horsemen. So yeah, that's going to be that. So here we come. Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh going to be gathering up and going after the old Mortis engine. So here they go. Going to be throwing it down. On the backside, Blood Knights with Lances are going to be chasing, screening out the Marauder Horsemen. And they, of course, are the Lance variant. So they're designed to kill Seekers and Hellstriders and Fiends and all sorts of stuff like this. Oishi keeping Azazel in the back of the battlefield, so he's just kind of hanging out, semi-AFK back here. He obviously knows he doesn't want to get sniped, so he's probably just going to hold objective 2 and 1 and wait for Anticity to move up. Now, Kraken King is going to be calling out zombies, 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 and zombies. So he's probably going to move his zombies up. So he's going to get this zombie here, this zombie right here, and he's going to move up like this and park them on this objective here. And then he's going to slow push towards objective 2 with the Mortis engine. Now, out of the gates, we do actually see the Mortis engine getting worn down. There's no healing on the board here, actually, for Anticity. Aside from the self-healing the Mortis engine has, which I believe it does heal itself, he's not going to be able to heal that Mortis engine up, which feels kind of bad. So really, really good stuff out of the gates here for Oishi. Getting a Mortis engine down to 60% before the fighting really even starts is very, very good. Advancing up are the Dire Pack, anti-large doggies, zombies moving in. Enth is going to need to move over towards objective 3. Probably really regretting not bringing Invo. I think you just always want to bring Invo and Vampire counts there. You know, you got to do it. You guys love the Dongus. It's a signature of our streams. It's got to happen at some point, you know? All right, Graveguard are coming, and here we do see the Graveguard holding down the objective. I mean, they will dominate these Slaaneshi infantry. The Slaanesh infantry corps is all chaff. So the biggest challenge for Anticity is going to be, how do I partition my forces to play 2 objectives? How many do I need to leave here? How many do I need to move to objective number 2? That's very much the crux of domination mode in many matchups, is allocation of resources in a tactical sense, right? But probably leaving 2 Graveguard and some zombies on this point would be adequate, and then move everything else over towards this objective here. Oishi, very, very cunning. He is going to be leaving the old Azazel back here, staying out of range of the sniping spells. Very, very brilliant. And here comes the Wall of the Dead. So the Stearnsmen and company are advancing, looking super, super cool. You gotta love the White King units. They're very rad, as well as the regular Graveguard. They're going to be heading up towards objective number 2. And that is going to be pushing Oishi off the objective, right? So then the win condition for the Vampire counts is incredibly clear, right? We have these guys hanging out here and these guys here, and he just holds these 2 objectives and he wins. On the outside, Marauder Horsemen trying to get range of the Corpse Cart. They're going to be trying, but if Anticity's watching, you just push those zombies out and you're going to be Netflix and chilling there. And now objective number 2 is going to be flipping to the Vampires most likely. I mean, he's got 15 capture weight there against what appears to be 20 capture weight, actually. So then, yeah, we see the Knights and the Mortis engine here. And yeah, it's going to be a dodgy one. Gaze of Nagash going. Is it going to get dodged? Big shot there, but Azazel is a small target. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, nice stuff right there. Okay, so 5,600, but Azazel is very tough to snipe. We had pretty good success with him as well on the old battle today. Mortis Engine going to be getting poked by the Marauder Horsemen, so they're getting that damage in there. It's already down to half health. Anticity cannot afford to lose that Mortis Engine, honestly. And you know, that's actually an idea too, guys. Listen, hear me out here. The Mortis Engine, you do not fight the mainline fight with it. You leave it on your back defensive objective as a deterrent, and then you move everything else. So you just leave the Mortis Engine, one Graveguard, and some zombies. You know, that seems like the way. Oishi with a little bit of a blunder. He does move the Hellstriders into combat with the Graveguard, and the Graveguard will crush them in combat. Hellstriders have terrible melee attack against infantry-sized units, and they do take a little bit of damage right there. So far, Anticity's game plan is very, very clear. There's going to be some sort of witchcraft going down there. Is that Slicing Shards? It is. So Slicing Shards takes like 15 years to cast, but it does a lot of damage. You're going to see these guys get punished really, really badly here. So here it comes. And the Sternsmen, oh my god, that did a hell of a lot of damage against those Sternsmen. Man, oh man. They lose like 40-50% of their HP there, which is a brilliant play by Oishi. Now, Slaanesh is advanced up. We do see engagements in a couple fronts here. And their Cav, the Hellstriders around the back, going to be going after zombies, while the Seekers are lurking in the shadows looking for opportunities as well. Mortis Engine really, really needs some heals. He needs info, man. Being able to info this thing up would pretty much counterman to most of the threats that have been put on it. On the backside, Fellbat's going after Hellstriders, which is a brilliant play because they have 44 melee defense, and Hellstriders are only good against big things, these ones. So that would have been a strong play as well. Seekers in the back, actually, very risky by Oishi. Now, they do start to melt the Cryptors, but like there's a unit of Garrison to Graveguard here with the great weapons. So they're going to come on over and be able to easily chew through these Seekers. But it does look like the one unit of Cryptors is getting worn down. Another Seeker coming around the outside, flanking into the Blood Knights with lances. But the Mortis Engine is now going to get a chance to feast, right? Mortis Engine gets in here, it starts draining both of these units. So drain here, drain here. That is going to be uber strong. Vampires are kind of getting torn up by the damn Slicing Shards, though. This is very, very close. So here it comes. Another beautiful cast there, taking down those elite infantry. So Oishi certainly seems relatively prepared for this, as he is able to get some nice bombardments right there. But this is a big win for Anticity over here. He is able to wreck 2 Seeker units. So that's 2,000 gold going to Anticity right there as they do get folded up. And the Mortis Engine is progressively healing over time, forcing back these Hellstrider units. The Vampires are able to hold their ground. The big onslaught from Slaanesh with the Cav flank coming in was thwarted, and now the Vampires are back on the menu, boys. So, sitting here, Zombies battling it out versus Hellstriders. Dire Pack and Blood Knights are going to be cruising for a bruising, looking to push back those Slaaneshi cavalry. And it does seem like Anticity is in more of a commanding position. We see a Spirit Leech going down on Azazel, and the Mortis Engine is getting that good progressive value. But like all these Hellstrider cavalry fights, they're not really doing anything. They're charging into zombies and chaff units, barely getting any value. And Anticity seems to very comfortably be holding on to the 2 objectives here, as now there's going to be a big old Slicing Shards coming down. Will the Sternsmen escape it? 71 models, 3,300 HP. Slicing Shards. Oh, and he stops for a second. Ah, man, okay. That actually did some good damage. Did about 1,200 damage there and is getting them very, very close to crumbling. But that's not a cheap spell. So once again, another brick fight, but this is all favoring Anticity. Everything you're seeing here, this is good for the Kraken King. Everything back here, very favored. I think that Slaanesh needs some Exalted Demonettes. I don't know why we're not seeing elite armor-piercing infantry. They're very good in this matchup. But he's just lacking. Like, he's sending devoted Marauders into the Phalanx here of the Graveguard. And, not really Phalanx, but, you know, it looks cool. He's got this cool battle line. The shield wall, I do dare say. And he's just going to lose this fight. The devoted Marauders are going to lose all these fights. We got a Corpse Cart just kind of rubbing its Forbidden Rod right here. Lots of Skeleton Spears protecting the flank. Mortis Engine is healthy. I do dare say that I think Oishi's already lost this game. I think as long as Anticity doesn't make any big blunders, I think the Kraken King has been able to endure the wrath of Slaanesh. Slaanesh needed some elite infantry. Because here's the thing, if you're like poking and harrying here, the Mortis Engine is right here, and you have Exalted Demonettes come, they're going to annihilate these Graveguard. Like, this position will get folded like a piece of paper by, like, Bringers of Beguilement, all these other things, right? So he is paying the troll toll right now as Anticity continues his reign of tyranny. So Mortis Engine is at 4,500, but now the Mortis Engine is going to be doing great. It's going to heal, it's going to drain down all these Slaaneshi units. Slaanesh does have a couple cavalry that are kind of low in ammunition, so they're not even going to be able to finish off the Mortis Engine, most likely. We're also not seeing a big, scary demon. Azazel's been good and elusive, but he has not been able to really come in and make a difference in combat. Whereas, historically, you've seen big demons, but Anticity's build was very prepared for a big demon. I think the Gaze of Nagash and the Spirit Leeches and all that would have been very, very nice for sure. So there they go, blasting into Azazel there. On the other side, another slicing shard's coming in, but Anticity, he's pulling the George Bush. He's like, fool me once, shame on you. Well, hell, you ain't gonna fool me twice. He does dodge that for the most part. So, yep, 112 models, pretty healthy. The Slaaneshi warriors waiting here, realizing they cannot win that fight. Azazel's very low, and I would imagine that Anticity is waiting with a full Rage Boner here to cast some big gazes of Nagash and or Spirit Leeches on Azazel if he does end up moving into the fight. So Felbats do get worn down, but Graveguard getting nice buffs here. Ooh, Fascination. Okay, maybe this is a kill for Oishi. No. He actually gets routed here. One Marauder Horseman just breaks. The other one has like no ammo. So the Fascination on top of the Mortis Engine isn't even going to be enough to kill this thing probably. Although that's a pretty good volley there. Where's Azazel? Is he going to come in? He's just hiding in the trees. In the backside, more Chaos Furies coming in. Furies are good against Graveguard, but Graveguard are also good against them because of their bonus versus infantry. These are going to be the anti-large Blood Knights who do not want to be fighting these Furies probably. But yeah, 2 Furies would probably win that fight. Yeah, but not with the Mortis Engine nearby. If the Mortis Engine moves in, the Blood Knights with some zombie support probably can win this one. More Horsemen moving, trying to push past, but there are a lot of Undead nearby and Skeleton Spearmen as well. Anticity has 1 million units in reserve as well. We have like multiple healthy Graveguard if he needed to. Honestly, moving the Graveguard Halberds to Objective 2 would probably be a very strong play. Mortis Engine able to grind down and force back the Furies, so the Furies are going to be on the run. Oishi is down in value against a healing faction with no healing of his own, so that's really bad. Mortis Engine finally going to be killed. -3 leadership, no insight. But here's the thing, guys. We were all, myself as well as some of you guys in chat, were shitting on the no invo, but this thing was actually able to reach its healing cap even without invocation just because Anticity's micro was so good, right? Spears moving on up. Blood Knights did get deleted by the Furies. They have really good AP values and pretty high melee attack. And now the Graveguard are going to be rotating over as Oishi does actually threaten to steal this objective. Anticity is going to have to commit more big guns to the fight. You know, he's been sitting pretty heavily back here on this. And I still think Anticity's in the favored position, but he needs to get this objective. He cannot let Slaanesh steal this. So Graveguard don't quite make it over there. Dire Pack is going to be jumping on the objective. We are going to see a dead Marauder Horseman as the doggies get in there. Really able to get some aggression. Oishi counterpunching, though, with the Furies against Dire Pack is very, very clean. On the backside, Sternsmen are on their way back in, and the Vampire Counts are going to be able to resecure this point. Strigoi Ghoul King is an absolute pimp, and he's a really, really good sustained fighter. You know, he's going to be able to fight on Objective 2 here and not really have too many issues, whereas Azazel is so afraid that he just is living in the trees. He does not want that Gaze of Nagash. At this point, is it kind of like, do you just get Azazel in there and try and do some damage? I don't know. Probably not. Hiding him is probably still the best play. But yeah, Strigoi Ghoul King, what other abilities does he have? He passively regenerates. I don't think he brought anything else. Objective heavily favored for the Vampire Counts. Slaanesh had a moment in the sun where you're like, oh, are they going to get back in this game and maybe get this? But I don't think that's going to be the case, as the Princes of Perfection with their cool-ass helmets, still not going to be able to get through all these chaff units. With the Corpse Guard, and by the way, we have the Sternsmen coming back. So Sternsmen are on their way. Graveguard Halberds here actually get worn down by a big Alpha Strike of a couple Seekers, but they still do trade okay and drag down one of the Seeker units. Is there any way Oishi can pull this back? He does have Seekers. Killing that Strigoi Ghoul King is going to be incredibly tough. I don't think that it's going to be possible. Another Seeker is going to be on its way in, so the old Slaanesh meta has returned. But Skeleton, Spearmen, and Zombies are going to be excellent against Seekers. Seekers want to be isolating like elite units and going after them. Battling chaff units probably isn't terribly cost-effective for them. Sternsmen moving out of the trees, going to be reinforcing objective number 3 as objective 2 is being fought over, but still looks very vampiric. Skeleton Spears here. Strigoi Ghoul King is getting her done. Skeletons on the other side as well. The fight continues to rage on. Oishi does seem to be running out of steam here as Azazel, I think, has he died? No, Azazel, he's taken up he wants to move to the Pacific Northwest here. He sees the beautiful trees and the beautiful nature, and he's going to be, you know, being one with nature. Maybe he'll renounce his heretical ways. Who knows? But Blood Knights with Lances have returned, and they will trade OK into the Seekers. That's going to be a fascination right there. That's going to be a nice one. And, oh, Narcissism, really nice. Actually breaking their charge bonus, allowing the Seekers to get in. But Blood Knights are still pretty beefcake. Will they win this fight against the Seekers? The charge nullification was really good. And Oishi really, really solid, getting a full Slaanesh sandwich. You know, who doesn't love that? But these Slaaneshi sandwiches here, and they're going to be surrounding the Blood Knights with Lances. A couple Skeleton Spears move in. Blood Knights are resilient, but no healing. But, you know, if you kill 2 Seekers for 1 Blood Knight, I mean, that's uber cost-effective, right? Acquiescence activated, but the Knights of Red Keep are not going quietly. If that had been old Seekers pre-patch, they probably would have been dead by now, but Seekers still do very well there, but they seem much more fair and balanced. 1,250 points for Anticity. It is a triple cap situation now. Anticity could simply win by just holding one objective if he wants to, but I don't think he needs to. I think he can continue playing 2 objectives. The fact that he does have the Strigoi Ghoul King is going to be really big on the point. That's a really hard to remove threat. Seekers move it in, but Graveguard are resilient enough, and the Blood Knights didn't hear no bell. They're actually still fighting back to the bitter end, supported by some Skeleton Spearmen, which, of course, with their anti-large attacks and how squishy Seekers are in terms of armor, is going to be very, very nice for them. So the Seekers getting about 900 value. Honestly, Seekers feel pretty good to me now. They feel really punishing if they catch something out of position. But, you know, in these kind of blob fights, and in my experience today, they didn't feel too bad either. So I'm glad we were able to kind of stress test that. 1,300 points coming in. Is that going to be a Fascination on the Graveguard Halberds? And they're going to be attacked by Fury. So that's a good play. Because Graveguard Halberds have very low melee attack. But, yeah, if they're Rampage too, the Furies have low melee defense. But because the anti-large bonus isn't relevant here, the Fury's actually able to get in and chew those units up. SLAANESH Furies are so freaking good. But this game's over. My prediction right was earlier. I thought Oishi might be able to pull something back. But Anticity able to summon another Mortis Engine. And Oishi simply doesn't have the firepower on the battlefield to take down another Mortis Engine. So this thing is just going to get in there. He's going to cackle all the way to the bank, ladies and gentlemen. And the Kraken King showing why he is the #1 ranked player, the defending champion, of course, in Total War Competitive. And he's able to close the game out within a very decisive faction against Oishi, really. Oishi needed some elite killy infantry. He needed, like, the the elite Demonettes. Oh my god, my brain's all over the place. I'm so hungry. It's getting all over there. But yes, he needed some of those. So, Kraken King with the victory. Exalted Demonettes were needed. Glorious build. Like, you would not think this would be the way to do it. But man, the Graveguard held all freaking day. The Blood Knights did good. Mortis Engine was still a threat that required attention. And the sniping kit of the Foot Strigoi Ghoul King, incredibly clever. Zazel was not so effective that game. I think Sigvald, honestly, would have just been better. He would have been able to do something at least. And, yeah, no crazy value except on the Horsemen. They probably were the biggest carries. Seekers did fine. Nothing obscene. Looks pretty balanced to me, which was cool. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be victory for the Kraken King. I would stay, but I'm so damn hungry. I haven't eaten anything since really early this morning, earlier today. So I am going to be jumping off for now. I need a pierogi. I'm going for it. So, ladies and gentlemen of the old world, I want to sincerely thank all of you joining. I see we got 1,900 people on YouTube and a nice little group on Twitch as well. So thank you guys all so much for deciding to spend your afternoons and your nights with me. It was a lot of fun. Drop a like on the way out, and that is going to be it. Congratulations to Anticity. Very excited to see him in the season finals. Is he going to be able to come back and defend his crown of Total War Competitive? We're going to find out. I think the odds are pretty good, though. He's looking strong as ever. GG, well played. See you guys around. Take care of yourselves. And Sigmar bless this ravaged body. Take care.